Jack Black, Dana.
Mm-hmm.
Always funny, always upbeat, always in a good mood. And he lived up to all that today.
Yes, and we happened to, in this particular case, interview him on the Monday after he hosted this banging episode on SNL. And then his movie Minecraft also was
same weekend,
gigantic smash. So he was in a really good mood. He may be kind of in the legendary category because he's been around long enough, but couldn't be nicer, funny. It was just a easy conversation to have with the great Jack Black.
Yeah. Fun comedian. I see him out and about sometimes. Always seems up for chatting and laughing and just cracking up. And he's just out there doing whatever it takes and just always goofy on these press things. And everyone likes to be around him all the way back from School of Rock. Just we went over a lot of his stuff and then just basically cracked up.
Yeah. Anyway, enjoy the one and only Jack Black. Do you know how difficult it is to get a jean jacket that really works?
In this day and age?
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Because it'll be too big, too small. So I was at Metaphorical Cigar, New York Magazine photo shoot. And they go, here, try this jean jacket. So I said, well, this looks like a good jean. So I walked off with it and then they found me. And I said, okay, I mean, is it okay if I'll pay you. But then they came back 20 minutes later and said, you can keep it, $95.
Wow. And how much for the glasses, the string that holds your glasses on your head?
These
gotta get me one of those.
These are 175s. I'm supposed to go to 2s.
Oh, yeah.
What are you at for up close vision?
I am prescription, so I don't even know what they're doing. It's like one eye is probably different than the other. Up top is just like normal. Down here's for reading. In the sunlight, it turns into sunglasses. These things are like supercharged.
Where do you go? I need all that. I'm just too lazy.
I go.
That's where the money's going.
I go. Yep. All of my money goes to my optometrist. I go on Larchmont Optometrics.
Nice.
I used to live near Larchmont.
Great group of ladies over there. Nice. It's all ladies at my
I don't know what
Jack doesn't even know we
last
started.
weekend. I was kind of out of town. I'm not good at research, but I heard there's something. A couple things happen.
I did a little indie film called Minecraft.
How did that do?
According to reports, it's gone bonkers. And the kids are going in there and just like throwing popcorn and just losing their minds.
I know.
It's like
I've heard about this chaos.
It looks kind of like Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like there's a lot of participation. Mm-hmm. These kids they come in already knowing the dialogue because of the memes.
Mm. Oh, you have to say it that way.
Is that why?
It's the memes.
Why? I was thinking, did you see this coming or?
I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little surprised. I mean, I loved it. I saw it a couple weeks before it came out, and I was like, "Look, I like it, but what the hell do I know? I don't know. Hopefully, people will like it. I like stuff, and then it comes out, and the reviews are just garbage, and I'm like, what? And actually, the reviews were kind of mixed on this one, but it didn't seem to matter because the kids have spoken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They come to party.
Get them hooked in, and now there's a trick and a fun thing to do.
Yeah,
that's the best.
But then there's also a weird backlash where some of the theaters. This is just news I'm getting from TikTok, so I don't know if this is true either.
I'm just getting bits and pieces.
TikTok, it's true. Come on.
It's gonna be where there's talk of illegalizing the movie because kids are going too bananas throwing popcorn, and if they don't stop throwing popcorn, the movie will be illegal.
Popcorn. There's an S in there, isn't it? Popcorn. Popcorn.
That's what the theater owner said. So
listen,
I think it's good though.
Should it be illegal? This is a question everyone's been asking lately about this movie.
It's controversial.
Is it because the chicken comes in?
The chicken comes in. I don't think that's controversial. Nothing we do in the movie is controversial, but the effect it's having on the youth of the nation is, it's creating concern. It's like we don't want that kind of rowdy behavior. We can't condone that kind of bedlam.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's so hard to get butts in seats nowadays.
Yeah.
Just
give any
hire
reason.
someone else, another popcorn scooper.
I'm going to do a prediction that this thing's going to have a lot of multiple viewings. It's not going to be seen anytime soon on, Amazon.
Right.
You can rent it for $4.95 or buy it for $300.
Oh, wait. Does it go somewhere after this? Because a lot of movies sometimes go
keep
to
it in the theaters, man. That's my.
Is it theaters?
It's theaters only right now. I actually don't know what the plan is. Where it goes after that for the secondary, and it's kind of cool that there's no plan in place. Whatever you call
secondary
it.
lingo.
168 million. I'm just curious about this, like Nacho Libre, Napoleon Dynamite, Jared here. So what went right, and how could this movie have gone wrong, and what were the choices it made besides casting you as the lead? That was good, from what I understand. I'm going to see it tomorrow. There's people who really want to see it. They don't even know I'm talking to you right now.
I would say it's more like co-leads. It's me and Jason Momoa. It's a 1-2 punch.
Okay.
We spend the first half of the movie being rivals, and it's a little bit of a competition for alpha dominance, and then over the course
you are competing with him.
That's where we flip the script, because this time I'm the one who's
seen that dude,
the badass. I'm the one with all the fighting skills, and he's the pretty face who's really actually terrified of this world. But
he looks funny in that.
Did you guys have an enthusiasm off or any during lunch and stuff? Because
enthusiasm off.
I mean,
I like
he
him
is
I saw him at the 50th.
The time I met him,
he's a fun dude.
Yeah,
there was a little bit of a competition for who brought the most enthusiasm energy. We did. It was never spoken. We never said, "Hey, may the best enthusiasm win." But he would come in with a lot of noise and energy with his motorcycle.
Noise. Oh, he brings a motorcycle. That's like cheating.
Yes, and you would hear like he has a band and they would be jamming in his trailer very loud right out of the gate. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I got my little boombox Bluetooth speaker, and I'd come in blazing whatever jam I thought was the right one for the day. So we were, we were battling for the hearts and minds of that crew.
Yeah, music too. He shouldn't mess with that. You know what you're doing.
Well, we joined forces. We did a little jamming together. We're kind of simpatico. That's why I wanted to work with him, because I felt like we're gonna be two peas in a pod. He likes the same kind of music I like, and he's got a similar energy, even though he's a foot taller and all muscle, and women come running from the four corners of the earth to
falling from the sky
just to get a whiff of this guy. That's a little different than my clientele, but we still
know.
You do fine.
There was some sexual energy. I mean, we can bounce around between the two.
Between you and the chicken jockey.
10 poles of the, I'm going to call it Jack Black April, or maybe contact my congressman or something. There should be some national creed, because first of all, I have two questions. One is, what happened 20 years ago? Because you came out and it exploded, and I want to go over the show and what it was. It was exceptional. So first of all, what happened 20 years ago? Because I did one that kind of sucked, and I could just say it. In 2010, it just tilted wrong, and it was, I was pushing, and it just wasn't good. So I haven't been asked back. But what happened to you? How is Jack Black not? How do they go 2 decades without you on that show?
You're saying on SNL?
Yeah, 20 years ago he hosted, and then so.
I don't remember you having a bad day on SNL.
Exactly.
But I do remember seeing lots of great performers have a bad night on SNL, because it's just part of it's the nature of the beast, right? It's a high wire act. It shouldn't work. It's like they put it, and it's terrifying, because it's like, wait, we're held together with Scotch tape. And that's kind of the fun, is you get to see a potential belly flop because it's live. There's no second takes. And you almost watching it, you kind of want to see some mistakes because there's nothing else like
the
it.
funnest part. Oh,
What
you
else
had
do you-
mistakes.
I had mistakes, and
You had someone yelled from the crowd. That's not a mistake, but that's
not a
fun. That's
mistake.
definitely
I liked
fun
your
for
leap
the
off
audience.
the stage in the monologue because I said that guy got vertical, and I was never afraid for you physically. Because I almost killed myself many times in that place.
I have some training. A lot of people don't know this, but I trained judo for a few years in my teens. So the first thing they teach you in judo is how to dive roll. It's like a little mini tiger roll, and it's been part of my on stage, bag of tricks for
and Kung Fu Panda too.
Well, the little animated. People don't know I was doing the tiger roll in the recording booth. No. But I
thought you had the little green dots on you, and that was really you, like you're running around.
I had fun with that opening monologue. I did a little rocking, a little diving and rolling. But if I'm honest with you, I was struggling with the cardio because I made the choice to run up those stairs.
Yeah,
that wasn't actually my idea. That was more of a John Higgins idea. You know, Steve Higgins' son works on the show now.
Yeah.
And he's great. He's hilarious. And he and his partners in Please Don't Destroy, they're like the new guys that make the hilarious music videos and videos every week. They were like shepherding me with my monologue section, and they thought it would be a great idea to run up into the audience and like have a marching band up there and then run down the other side of the stairs. And I got a little winded. So the main thing was just hold my wind together.
Because you had a whole show after that.
Did you have any rest in that? Because did you, like, when you knew you were going back down the stage, you get a little bit of a rest? Because I was thinking about that. And it can happen. But when you said we got a great show, the flag never touched the ground. You weren't like, we got a great show. So I was impressed, and I wanted to ask you about that fitness and some of the leg kicks and the little dancing. I mean, it was wild.
Yeah, I didn't. I could have used a little more training leading up to it. Maybe I should have done the Ozempic or something to drop a few lbs. That would have helped. But I just remember when Chris Farley would do his physical shit, he did stuff way more extreme. He'd be running like a wind sprint down the Letterman thing and lifting up people and throwing people. And he got winded and sweaty, but he never broke a stride. You know what I mean? And I wish I had that kind. I don't know.
Maybe it's
maybe
a home run. I mean, by the way, the monologue was like perfection for me.
Okay. Monologue was exactly
I love the intro. Who thought of that? Where you're going, I can't do it. I don't feel it. That just gave me goosebumps when you went around. They do don't do that to me. And then you did that rhythm that you do because I can't whatever that little thing
and a
you
good
do.
Song.
And everyone knew it was on when you turned.
That was my turn. That was mine. I wanted to do that turn where. And the reason I wanted to do it is because that was actually true. I do have a lot of fear. And leading up to it, I was like, I don't know if I can do it. And part of me was wishing, wouldn't it be nice if I could just quit? I'd like to quit and not do it. And then I was like, I'm going to make that part of the monologue. I'm going to make that insecurity part of it. And then the turn, like, no, I will host again.
Because you see some hosts go in there with some wispy monologues. I mean, there's like some minute 30 monologues where they're like, hey, here's a clip from my movie and here's our musical guest. I'm like,
I get it. And then conversely, it was not that long ago that I think Dave Chappelle broke the record for the longest monologue, right?
I think so. I think it was 19 minutes or something.
Yeah, 19 minutes.
Cigarettes.
That's like a quarter of the show.
Yeah, but, when he's hosting, you're like, oh no, my sketch.
Did Lauren give you a thumbs up during the show or anything? Like during the show in between sketches, or
a little bit. I mean, I was pretty.
Pace yourself, Jack.
Yeah, dude. Lauren said the funniest thing. I don't think he was trying to be funny, but after the rehearsal, when he saw me do the tiger roll and he saw me doing that rockin' number and he saw me sweating and wheezing and he said, I just want to tell you a story. This is not a good.
No, that actually is good.
I like it already. Yeah.
In the 70s, this is the beginning. We had Desi Arnaz on the show.
That's all right.
And he was he was getting up there. He was in his 70s, and I wanted him on because I just thought, yes, he's older, but he's an icon. And he had been on, Lucille Ball. And I was like, yeah, oh my God, that must have been a trip. I'd love to see that. And he said that Desi was kind of struggling. He wanted to do his Babalu number.
Mm-hmm.
That was like his trademark that he'd been doing, live for decades. And Lorne was a little worried about it. Can he still pull it off? And he was doing it, but he could see that he was starting to sweat and really struggle physically while he was Babalooing, and he wouldn't stop. And then he looked closer on the screen, and he's like, Desi's lips started to turn blue. And he started to worry, like, oh, he's about to die. And he just pulled the plug on it and said, just go to commercial, whatever. And when I was like, wait a second, are you telling me this story because you're worried I'm going to die?
When did he tell you the story?
Lauren was a little worried. He was just warning me not to go too hard. Because if I went full hard as a motherfucker, that I could
but you're a kid. You're 55, right? Is that
exactly. It's like, no, it's apples and oranges.
Don't you love the matching numbers? 33, 44, 55, still alive. 56, I'm going to fix. 57, I'm in heaven. 58, don't be late. 59, won't you be mine? 60, oh, 60. I had no rhyme for that one. But
that's why.
55 is a cool age. I could, yeah. So I like that.
I mean, doing Minecraft, doing that is doing a movie grind every day. No one even thinks about it, but I don't know where you're on location or what you're doing, but just to get up every day, memorize your lines, be on the set, take after take, heat, cold, changing.
Working with CGI.
It's a beating, lights. Oh, yeah, working with CGI. Where'd you do it?
We did it all in New Zealand, in Auckland.
Oh.
And that was a great kind of reunion for me with some of those crew members because I had worked in New Zealand on King Kong 20 years earlier. Yeah, that was the last time I hosted SNL, as a matter of fact.
For King Kong?
Right. And I did a King Kong song in my monologue that time 20 years ago.
King Kong song. Oi.
Steve Higgins really helped out with that one.
King of Kong.
Was that Naomi Watts?
Yep.
Oh.
That was Naomi Watts.
Oh, yeah.
And
I saw it, of
Adrian
course.
Brody.
Didn't you have to carry
two-time
a film
Oscar
thing
winner.
around?
Two-time Oscar. That guy, you don't see him for a while, and then it's an Oscar.
Yes. And he's great in that era. Apparently, you put him in World War II era, he wins Oscars every time. But I carried around one of those old-timey cameras, and I was the film director. It was really, it was heavy. And Peter Jackson, he's a real stickler for authenticity.
No, I thought you were going to say that. I'm like, no. Give me a cardboard. One time on Tommy Boy, I had a briefcase and everything was too heavy for me. I'm like, guys, I'm just trying to float through this scene. I got a bad neck. And they're like, all right. And then I go, fuck, what do you got in this briefcase? Baby's first bricks. And then I open it up and it's stuffed with files to make it real. I go, listen, no one's looking inside the brief. I'm just carrying it. And they go, okay. So the prop guy brings it back. I go, ooh, it's light. And he goes, yeah, we took the pulp out of the paper. I go, thank you. They were being an asshole to me. I didn't even catch it. I'm like, oh, good job.
Yeah.
But it matters. Lugging that every take and you're on a mountainside or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But I had a ball. I had a ball on that one.
What's King Kong been up to? You still talk to him?
Yeah, man. He's directing now.
After the shoot, everyone kind of goes their own way.
So did you go to the party? I mean, you seem pretty well put together. When did you crash?
The after party?
Did you go all night after all? I mean,
no, I did go to the party. You have to go to the party. But you're the host. You're kind of the host of the party.
I know.
Went there and gave hugs to all my peeps and said hi to Lorne. Thanked him for the fun opportunity.
Did you know Minecraft was killing it at that point? Gave you extra juice?
It was kind of a great thing about being on SNL is is that we had the movie was already doing gangbusters, so it was kind of like
Yeah.
That will relax
fun
a
time to be
host
on there.
that they have this behemoth as they come in their back pocket. Like, I
Yeah.
sure hope
like,
this
I don't even need this
hosting
show.
goes good, but we're probably going to be we're over 300 million right now. Sorry, but I guess
it's a wind. The wind beneath your wings carried me through. But it doesn't really matter. Look, it doesn't really matter because when you're on SNL, it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as like a victory lap. You're still terrified of shit in the bed. So I was like, I was pretty amped and ready to go. But yeah, there's a fear factor as well. No question about it. When you're standing back there at that back door, when they're counting down the 10 seconds, when Jeannie,
I just did it. It's just terrifying.
Jenna.
It's like,
Jenna,
this is so weird. And one line goes off, or Liz, the director, if there's cuts between dress and air, and I told this, it's just like, really hit me how hard it is to know when to go where. You're just seeing it for the first time.
Yeah.
When do you
And
come
not have
off,
one
Jack,
fuck
and then
up.
go there? I was just curious which ones blew up for you in your mind, like, fuck, we hit it. Because you want the air show to be, we really hit it. So Love Match is going viral.
Oh,
and
good.
I thought it was inspired writing as well.
Yeah. And Diz Mukes was really funny. He really was mad at me. It felt like I felt like he's really mad at me.
He's great.
It's great. And that one felt great. I gotta say, I was impressed with all the writing. I liked all of them, and even a couple of the ones that got cut. I wished they had made it. There was one that got cut where I was a father who wanted to come visit his sons, the divorced couple, and wanted to come visit his kids, and I had to confess, hey, I've been coming here every day pretending to be the maid, kind of like Mrs. Doubtfire style. It was a really funny idea. And the confession that I was the Doubtfire maid, but I was also from Trinidad, so it was really. Oh shit! Wait, my sports television just came on. I gotta turn that off. You ever do that where you're
Warriors? Okay.
No, you hold it for an hour and then it kicks back on.
It was First Take. I like to hear the talking heads talk about the sports. The
Lakers.
Yeah,
I'll do it for you.
Luka,
he's good.
Yeah. Hey, while I got you, I'm going to turn the tables. I'm going to ask a couple questions.
Please do.
Spade, first of all, I've read all your books, Spade. And when I say I read them, I mean I listened to them.
Yeah.
And which is actually the way you're supposed to take in your books, in my opinion, because your delivery is kind of like half of the magic. And I noticed, that because if you want to buy your book, it costs $5, but if you want to listen to your book, it costs $20. I was like, oh, he knows. He knows.
That's true. I didn't know that.
No, it's not that.
Great.
That's not the cost spread. I just noticed it costs a little bit more if you want to hear the delivery.
Sure.
And make
Gotta
me
wet
laugh.
the beak.
Making me laugh very hard.
No, I see Jack Black over the years, and he is as advertised. He's fun. He's in a good mood. He's nice, and
the true story
always a couple laughs for sure.
The true story.
I don't see him enough.
So that's not really a question. I just wanted to tell you I'm a fan of your readings, and I look forward to the. Are you working on another one?
No,
you're done. You're like.
No, I just did a special because the stand-up. It really is kind of podcasting. Sort of jumped instead of audiobooks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I sort of told my life story, and then now when we do this, we just tell our same stories every week. And then to do a stand-up special, same thing. It's like it's all blurring into the same thing. People sometimes, I told Dana I do stand-up, and then these nitpickers are like in my Instagram on Monday going, actually, I saw a part of one of those stories on Ellen a few years ago. I go, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. What do you, I got to scrape together a goddamn hour. And of course, I'm going to dig in anywhere I can. I don't know. I don't have any adventures anymore.
No, I've made peace with the fact that I'm going to be repeating my same life stories over and over again in every interview for the rest of my life. It is what it is. And
I've made peace with it. I know. I don't have my teens anymore.
I used to think, I can't tell the same story because then people will go, oh, I've already heard it and turn on. 9 times out of 10, they've never heard the story or don't remember the story. Who the fuck cares? You just tell your story.
Or they like to hear it again. And
That's
you never
the thing.
tell it the same way.
Nobody
I do my
hears.
act. I was doing stand-up this weekend. Oh, sorry, Jack. Just give me 20 minutes here. I was doing stand-up and and I tell us, and I go, I'm doing all this new stuff because I have to put together more material. And I'm like, give me my old juicy closer that fucking works where, you know what I mean? You go, why do I have to throw this in the garbage? And then you never get complaints if you do a bit that kills. No one's ever like,
change it.
I loved it, but I think I've heard it. It's like, good. When I see comics do, this is my favorite show.
1983.
Dana, I have a question for you. Dana. Now I'm going to turn the tables again.
Yeah.
It's your turn to be in the hot seat.
It's like Coney and Moreau on Broadway.
You know how like when you host SNL, you get a little dinner early in the week, like a Tuesday dinner.
Right.
Yeah. That Lauren hosts, but really you're hosting because you're the host. You're also the kind of the host.
Gotta be there.
You sit next to Lauren and you feel a little pressure to like entertain the table because it's like you're the host. So I don't know, zingy, zingy, boom, boom. And somehow we got on the topic of your appearance on Bill Maher's Real Time with Bill Maher.
Oh,
and how you just didn't let him get a word in edgewise. And it was the funniest on... I like that show. I watched that show. And I'd never seen anyone just take full command like you did. And I was, we were all singing your praises. Did you go on to Bill Maher Real Time with that plan?
No.
Or did that you just showed up and then you just...
if you're on a roll, it's better to not have any questions.
I'm doing this stuff without an audience. And then SNL doing Biden, it was a little, I was part of a team, and it's sort of like I came out and there are 80 people standing up with a lot of noise. Yeah. And so that just triggered me. Like, okay, I'm just going to ride this wave. And then I realized that, Bill, we kind of got to know him. He's a bit of a curmudgeon. So you kind of want to fluff up his hair and give him a hug, kind of like, Bill, because underneath there's a marshmallow there somewhere. Yeah. But just rode the wave, had a lot to get out of my brain, I guess. It's fun when you just let go. You're not really thinking. I was doing a truncated version of what I do on stage right now. But anyway, that makes me happy. Thank you.
Well, do you do any music on your on-stage act now?
Oh, yeah. I've never stopped because in the honky-tonk bars, clubs I used to play, the audience would start to fade and talk, and they were drunk. Show us your dick. And then there'd be the blender.
Yeah.
So I started bringing an acoustic guitar up and fiddling around with it and playing chords and doing Neil Young and things like that, just because of the noise would get the audience like stop talking. So yeah, I do like to play guitar at the end, and I do different things, like something you would do. I do a thing about a heavy metal guy who's angry at the microphone, so he's walking away from it and really hitting these power chords, and he goes toward it, and then he walks back. So I do stuff like that. I love playing the guitar on stage, but I do it
just so your audience knows.
I don't,
Dana. I've told you, Dana, but you were such a big influence on me early on when I was watching SNL, and I saw you play that song, the broccoli song.
Chopping broccoli, yeah.
Where clearly you were making it. The gag was that you were making it up as you went along.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I'd ever laughed that hard, and just seeing like a song kill like that and be so fucking funny. And also the reactions to your song of them just like drinking up every
Sigourney Weaver,
Phil Hartman, Sigourney, yeah.
But it was a big inspiration and a big reason why I started doing comedy music combos. So
I don't know if you get that in people coming up to you now and saying, I saw you do this and I'm doing this, but that always shocked me. I had not watched that sketch until maybe 2 months ago. I never watched anything. And I thought, that was pretty good, because I'm self-critical.
Me too.
It's
You're like, what about it do people like? It's
so
fun
many
to
people
watch.
yell it out because I guess there's no joke. And your style is kind of rhythmic, and I don't know what you call it too, but abstract and musical, really. I was going to ask you, what do you listen to? What do you...
It's funny. I'm glad you asked that because it's kind of my main thing that I do with my time. The content I like to put into my headphones when I go on my walks to get my steps so I can live longer. I like to listen because I realize I'm not listening to music at all. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to books. I want to listen to music again. So I came up with this plan, chrono marathons. So you take bands that you already love, that you've loved all your life, but you haven't really listened to in a long time. And you go from the very beginning, their first album, chronologically over the course of their whole catalog. And it's a great way to just plug back into music. And it's the quick one song at a time Spotify or whatever, that Pandora's where it AI picks shit for you. It's like, bullshit. It's reading my mind. Nah, you take command and you listen.
Fuck you, AI. Take this.
It's going to sound really dumb, but I did the classics. Okay. I did the boring ones. It's like, I started with, did I start with Pink Floyd? I think it was Pink Floyd right out of the
Animals.
gate.
Has there ever been a better album than Dark Side of the Moon?
Yeah, weirdly. The very next one they did right after that, but because "Wish You Were Here," I think it's a better record. It's a fucking great record. But that's their window because before Dark Side of the Moon, there's great moments and interesting and you can see. Oh, I can see they're starting to get there. They're starting to figure it out. But Dark Side of the Moon, it's just a bomb that goes off where it's like this is the beginning of their real. Incredible window, because then the next album, Wish You Were Here, and then The Wall, to me is their window. The next, the ones after that, people say, no, you got to put Animals in there. I say, nah, I think the window's closing. That's what I said. It's good. No, there's good stuff. But that way, and it's cool to see all the bands you pick, all of them. They have a window where it's like, they're great. And then the ending stuff, there's some good stuff later. But that, and it's fascinating to find that juice, because you go, oh yeah, I love Billy Joel. When do you love Billy Joel? Because there's a window. You don't love all of it. There's some hot
Let me
cheese
ask you a Pink
blast.
Floyd. I want to ask you a Pink Floyd question just for a second. Are you part of the cadre of people who, if they have to nominate the best solo in rock history, they often, there's a lot of great guitar players, Beck and everybody, but David Gilmour and Comfortably Numb, that guitar solo, tone, choice of note, whatever you want to call it. Every time I hear it, I go, really? That's not human. It's so fun.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, he is definitely in my top 3. I love David Gilmour.
Oh, good call. What Comfortably Numb is on which album?
Comfortably Numb is on the Wall, of course.
Okay, don't act like I'm some dumb shit. Hey,
I felt like it was a test. If I failed it, all of a sudden
it was a test. I'm like, oh wait, I didn't want to trip him up. But what about Animals, Jack?
I almost said the White Album.
It has a soft spot.
White Album. Oh, don't get me going on the White Album. I love it.
Dana, hold on with your Beatles. I know.
I was going to say, no surprise. The best chrono marathon you can do is the Beatles. But don't do that first, because then you don't really want to do any more chrono marathons after the Beatles, because everything sounds like garbage.
Jeez, you're like my new best friend.
It's too good.
I know, and too varied. I mean, I was talking to the guy who just produced, Jimmy Fallon, and the gentleman who just produced Elton John's album. I'm so sorry for
No. His name is Watt.
Yes.
Andrew Watt. Yes.
Super nice guy. Watt. Hung out with him at the parties. Brilliant, really smart. And him and Jimmy Fallon, we love the Beatles. We love them a lot, And I said to both of them, I just said, what do you think of that? They go, Abbey Road, have you listened to Revolver? And neither of them really were familiar with Revolver.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, Eleanor Rigby, She's Leaving Home, And Your Bird Can Sing.
Yeah.
Lennon's first song was it Girl or no? One of those Lennon-y songs, Anyway, so I feel the same way. I also Zeppelin will come on sometimes on Sirius XM, and I go, that shouldn't be allowed. Shouldn't happen.
Zeppelin is a weird one where their window actually was almost the whole thing. They didn't have any.
That's true. That's true.
The last album, Coda, it was hit or miss. There's still some crushing jams on that one, but for the most part, it's an insane. Like you do wonder, wait, did they worship Satan? Because how did they get so many great records and so many great riffs?
How long was that run, Jack, of Zeppelin? It was like
it's a 9 album run. It's a 9 album run.
Jeez.
And right out of the gate, you got Good Times, Bad Times. One of my favorite songs of all time. And
is that Purple Operator?
Just John Bonham and whoever mic'd his drums, or how they got the value and the connection between the snare and the kick drum. We talked with Bill Burr about this because he's a drummer and a drummer fanatic, but that tone.
Bill Burr, also great on Bill Maher. Bill Burr came out and really went straight at him. That wasn't on his show. That was on
Club
his
Random.
podcast.
Oh,
Club Random.
Yeah, you're coming in with your smart ideas. You think you know all this fucking stuff.
I love it.
You're just an armchair athlete. You don't know fucking dick. All right, Bill? I mean, Bill just.
I love to watch him get roasted. It's great.
Yeah.
But I really want to go see him on Broadway. He's on Broadway right now with Bob Odenkirk, who we all know and have in common as a friend.
Definitely.
Was Bill Burr at the show?
Love to see Bob Odenkirk.
Bill Burr was
Broadway.
at this show. I think they just did their Broadway show, Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yeah.
And just walked over to 30 Rock because they were three of them were there because Kieran was there, Bill and Bob.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to go see that.
Bob.
I'm gonna find an excuse to fly out there.
Jack, you killed it.
That's Bob Odenkirk. Oh my God, it's so good. It was so funny.
Bob gave me my big break because he put Tenacious D on HBO,
Mr. Show.
with little short films that would play before Mr. Show, and that put us on the map. And so I always thank my lucky stars that
Bob has an eye for talent.
Paths.
What was your movie that kind of boosted you up? Was it High Fidelity?
It was High Fidelity that got me really going. Yeah, that was
in
the
the
one.
game,
and that was because John Cusack liked Tenacious D. I always think it was him that pushed it through because he was, he's the star producer and writer of that jam. And
that was a big hit.
Oh, I didn't know he wrote it.
Yeah. Well, he co-wrote it
before School of Rock
with Steve Pink and D.V. DiVincentes. But so that was before School of Rock, and that was a big one because at the premiere for High Fidelity, at the after party, George Clooney came up, and I was with my mom, and he said, "That was fucking incredible." Something like that. I can't remember what he said.
Wow.
And my mom just about shat her pants. It was like, I knew it was like, oh, this is different. This is a different.
Dude, he was at a premiere of mine and he talked to my mom too. I swear to God. And my mom was fucking flipping out.
He knows what
my
to
mom
say.
almost pushed me into a wood chipper. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, he's got the power.
Oh, yeah. It was nailing it. He was right in the pocket too. Trop Thunder, of course. The Holiday is one that a lot of people love. The Holiday.
The Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
How did you weasel into that one?
Well, it was really out of my comfort zone. It was really
Isn't it like Jude Law and
one of my wife's favorite movies? It's in her rotation every year. That loves romantic comedy. Yeah.
Kate Winslet. Dude, I fucked up and said Kate Blanchett when I meant Winslet. That's their fault, though. Their names are too similar.
Yeah, that's not playing fair.
But that was really the best part. Is like, how am I in a scene with Kate Winslet and we're like semi-romantic? How did I get this part? But I was like, I'm gonna roll with it.
She seems cool, and she's
cool as hell.
Snooty.
She's
like
not snooty, but she's definitely there's something in my mind that looks wrong with that picture. It's like, no, all these scenes should be how she's out of my league. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to pretend like this is normal. And that was the acting, was just acting like this isn't ridiculous.
And Cameron Diaz, who's a blast.
I was never in that situation in a movie.
Like, you haven't felt
they always put like a goofy comedian like us with some hottie and everyone's supposed to buy it. It's the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so great. They go, wait, what part am I? And I'm like, the part that the girl that falls in love with me. And they're like, oh, I got to reread it then. I didn't think that would be me. And you got your old Tropic Thunder, hilarious. Just running. I'm just running through these, Jack. You've heard of these.
Tropic Thunder. All
Tropic
I really
Thunder
think
is
about.
infamous at this point. I mean,
infamous.
There's never been a movie made like it before.
Yeah.
Up there with these best comedies, you know.
It's
danced
outside the lines. That's how we say it.
Oh, you were blonde hair in that? That's
I had
right.
some blonde. But
Crazy
Robert Downey Jr. got an Oscar nomination. You don't hear about that very often in the comedies.
Was it for that?
For supporting role in in Tropic Thunder.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ben Stiller, he really wanted to shoot that like a beautiful, not like a comedy. He wanted it to look like a gorgeous Oscar nomination. And he got like the best outdoor cinematographer in the world, whose name escapes me now, but he's a genius.
Of course it does.
Sorry about that. I can't remember any names. Just
what about Casualties of War? It's probably that guy.
Yeah.
They have those old movies like that.
Yeah.
Casualties of War. I'm not going to make you do it.
No, I'm just thinking that's not a setup. I was just saying
Casualties of War impression.
Do you do Sean Penn or Michael J. Fox?
Sean Penn, she's a VC Gukor. Clarky. Do you remember that movie?
Of course. I saw it in the
Riley.
theaters.
John Riley was Clark.
John C. Riley.
That was a weird pick for Michael J. Fox to be in that movie.
Yeah. Well, he was going for that switcheroo. Well, because he'd been known for comedies, and he wanted to say, "Hey, wait a second, let's just test the waters. Let me dip my toe in these other water." You can't blame him. Sometimes it works. Look at Steve Carell. Look at Steve Carell. If you want to talk about going from comedy to drama, that blows my mind and you don't know until you try. So why the hell not?
It's fun to try.
The worst that can happen is that you can be horrible and never work again.
Do you get wounded easily? Do you read comments or reviews that you don't? And do you read them at all? And do you get wounded, or you have a good attitude like that's just that guy's opinion, fuck him, or whatever?
Yeah, I read the negative ones. I skip over the good ones. I'll get the gist of it and like, yeah. Okay, good. And I look for those bad ones. I'll read every word. And I will mutter to myself, "Fuck you, you fucking asshole." Who is that?
Yeah, I do too.
Owen Gleiberman or whoever it is. Now, I'm not going
to. Guys from Entertainment Weekly. He hated me too.
Owen Gleiberman, that guy's a famous troll.
I'm gonna commit this name to memory. And if I ever see this reviewer on the street, I'll have some choice words. I've never followed up on any of them, but sure.
Owen Gleiberman is like, his review was a little harsh. He said, "Tommy boy, this worthless piece of shit." I'm like, hey, come on, it's a magazine.
He didn't say that.
No, he hated everything I did. He would be like,
hard. Here's your review for Saturday Night Live. I have it right here. Jack Black is nothing short of a miracle. He just saved season 50 of SNL. Much. Over here, I have Minecraft. Jack Black is exceptional. It's a performance that shouldn't be this good, but it is. He owns every second of the movie. This is a Jack Black summer.
Oh man. Thank you for cherry picking the good ones, because I know it's a splat on Rotten Tomatoes. You had to go find those fresh ones. You found some fresh ones for me. Thank you.
Well, on YouTube,
dude, I haven't
there's a
combined
YouTube
to get 100
yet.
yet.
Here's a 10 times Jack Black wasn't funny. It's got 48 million views.
Is that really on YouTube?
I'm sure that's real.
That's
so
I'll
great.
see it in the corner of my eye. Was Dana Carvey ever funny? And I click off as fast as I can. Is there any evidence ever? No!
10 movies David Spade ruined with his presence.
That was made up. It sounded a little too real, though, because they do that. That's a
real
genre. Was this guy?
48 million was a little high.
48 million was stout. But are you writing? How are you emotional? I don't know if you have a therapist or anything, but like this big whoosh, and I know you've got this big light. You're a mature adult person, and you see where there's highs and lows of a career and this and that. But where are you able to kind of like sit for a moment? I've done good. Do you have a moment of that with yourself, or are you a little numb right now? Actually,
I try to look for the one bad thing that's happening and focus on that. That keeps me grounded.
That you had to do this today.
And why would you book this so soon? Couldn't you get a week off? I'll tell you why.
I was looking forward to this. I love you guys, and I've been hoping that we could get it together. I feel good. Feels good. Yeah, it hit.
Yeah.
I'm always skeptical though. I'm like, can we just wait for a second before we go calling it a hit? What if it tanks next weekend? Let's see if this baby's got legs. Talk to me in a couple weeks, okay, guys? I'm always.
What if they stop throwing popcorn?
What's the number where you will just go? It's a hit, like $1 billion or 500 million global box office. What's the number where you would go? Okay, because it's probably 350 by the end of this weekend. I predict it'll be.
Here's the thing. I do have a little thing about numbers and math. I do like to think about that. So I go, okay, if it cost 150 to make, and then you figure they probably spent almost that much on promoting it. So there's 300 right there. And then you go, okay, so if you go to a theater and it makes the monies, if it makes 300 million, then is it broken even? No, because you only get half of that. The theaters keep half the money. So then you got to make double that. You got to make 600 million really to break even. And then you go, okay, so 600, so that's break even. So it's not really a hit until it's made more than 600. So you got to make like 700.
Such a gamble.
To think that it's really a hit. 700. And that's a big monster number.
Do you have gross points on the film?
No, I don't. This might not be true, but my manager said, no, they don't do that anymore. Maybe that's not true. Maybe she's just telling me that so that I don't feel jealous of Jason Momoa. I don't know what Jason Momoa's deal is. Maybe he got the gross points.
Okay, this is on entertainmentweekly.com. Jack Black foregoes salary for gross points on what's it called? A Minecraft movie.
Oh man, I wish. Good Lord, could you imagine if I had pulled that gamble? I never bet on myself like that. I'm always like, no, just make sure we get the money up front.
Yeah.
And it's always like, the taxes and the commissions and then the box office. It's like you're just running in water. So you can't ever, can a brother get it done? I mean, it's a first world complaint.
It's hard to get rich.
But everyone hears, it made $1 billion. Can I get a nickel, brother? No, we're not even profit yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
it's a risky game. All right, we'll let Jack go, but let me ask a couple wrap-up questions. Just 30 quick questions.
Great. I'll try to rapid fire. I'm not good at these. I'm a slow guy.
No, these aren't rapid fire.
I've got this one or this one series of questions. It'll be quick.
All right.
No, this is just want to say good job in Jumanji. I thought that was good.
Oh, thank you.
I like Jumanji. Yeah. Jumanji was great. And I watched that and I go, I get why this is a hit.
Yeah.
It wasn't even exactly for me. It's kind of for slightly younger, but I'm like, I get it. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's cool, weird. I like it. Glad they kept doing them.
I'd say when you're not doing Dana, drama, you do drama. When you're not doing drama, then I think it's a underrated commodity, and it happened on SNL. I haven't seen Minecraft yet, but that you are fun.
Oh, good.
And make people happy. So when I see you out there dancing and singing, I'm just happy and you're fun. And I do think where the world is today, or whatever you want to call that, it's just fun is underrated, fun. Yeah. And when you're having fun, and you were having fun the whole show, I believe, with the Indiana Jones guy and the whip. The first play guy that was great too. That was fantastic.
Calling
and
Heidi
a dry
Helen,
one that I like, Bass Lake, where everyone keeps playing bass. Another one that was great. One-uppers was really funny for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Those camera angles.
I was still a little sweaty from my monologue when we did that, though. I noticed on the close-up. But yeah, it was really fun.
And of course, Making Love really started out and then really killed it with Brandy.
What's the one with the eagle noise?
That was one-upping, because we were one-upping each other with how socially conscious we all were, and it would make the eagle noise. That one was really funny to me. It had like hints of Debbie Downer. You know what I mean? Where it's like the sound and then looking right down the barrel of the camera. That just works. It just works. And it was well written.
Well, to connect it to people's flexing to everyone else or what they're doing is so great. And then have the violence of, take that. I mean, it was just, I was inspired. I thought the writing was really first rate. I thought it was inspired writing. The Goth Kid Vacation really made me laugh, and you came in there.
Oh yeah, that was a great pre-tape. We filmed that the day before, but that other song, "The Making Love," that was oh shit, I'm getting a phone call. Sarah Squirm. Sorry,
is it Sarah Squirm?
Go ahead and take it. We have editing capabilities. Go ahead.
Why didn't I? I should have done the thing where
you turn off your phone.
Yeah, duh.
You call Entertainment Weekly back.
Yeah. Anyways, that Making Love
Sarah
one,
Squirm.
we did it in the rehearsal before the dress rehearsal, and it was a hot mess. I was like, there's zero chance this is gonna make it to air. And something happened where they just cut out a few lyrics, a couple stanzas, made it a little easier. And all of a sudden, it was one of my favorites of the whole night. And that song really was like a catchy tune. Yeah. And when Brandy Carlisle comes in at the end and sings her ass off, I was like, holy shit. So it's kind of a funny thing that can happen where from the first rehearsal to the dress rehearsal, something can click and it gets to be 100 times better.
I know. And then it clicks and then it's on live TV and you're done with it. That when it works,
and you get Brandy in it too.
But it really came together. You two floating in air and then Bowen and then her voice sounded so great. Was it a lavalier mic or did they put a little bit of echo on it? She was just, she has one of the voices of our time, basically.
She actually does have just an incredible voice, but they did a good job of miking her, but I think it is just her resonating chamber.
I think the Joker is one of the best, kind of pop rock song of the last decade. And I've played it for people. Sometimes with people you're around, maybe YouTube's on, you go, hey, have you heard this song, heard that song? I've won stereo wars by going, have you heard this? And then they just go, they can't believe it, how brilliant the lyrics are, and her vocal is crazy. So
I think another one that deserves a shout out, because in the first read through that we did on like that first day or the second day, there was this one for the Flamin' Hot Cheetos and then the Flamin' Hot
commercial
Preparation H. I laughed so hard in the read through that I got a little bit injured. Have you ever had that where you laugh too hard and you pull a muscle in your ribs? And it made me like have to hold a different body position for the next two sketches. And I was really glad that made it to air. But when I saw the final version of it, I was like, oh, holy shit, you can see like the side of my butt cheek. This is really kind of way more intense than I had even imagined while we were reading it at the table. But
they added so many graphics and
shit. You've shown throughout your career that you're game for anything, like, but I did see the side of your ass and I thought, where is this going? How graphic is this going to go?
Yeah.
Show more ass.
They didn't show whole, but they'd got all the side cheek you could ever want. We did the pre-tapes like the day before. Did we do those on Friday? No, I think we did them on Thursday, but it was a lot. I mean,
they fucking beat you up.
It was on Friday, and I remember it because I had to wake up at the fucking crack and do like almost a full day of pre-tapes because we did two. We did Preparation H and Goth Kid in Jamaica, which was also really funny.
Pre-tape. Did you do that in read-through or you said read-through, but for pre-tapes, they don't just assign them. You actually read them and say, oh, they're working.
Yeah, but I was down. I like the idea of pre-tapes because even though it's a long day, it lightens the load on the actual show.
And they both crush. They both are great. Did you, your energy, did you ever, like before the air show, were you in your dressing room kind of going, okay, are you like Fraser on the stool coming out in the 15th round, or are you feeling really good? Because it's like the audience and the live element will bring a lot of energy, but it seemed like your energy was just perfectly up there all the way through the show.
Good.
Must have felt good because you don't know. It's like riding a horse and you go, do I have this? And you got it.
You know what's weird is right before the show, a couple hours before actually, Donna, the lady, the real nice lady who dresses you and does all the quick changes, is running all around. Mm-hmm. She said, is there anything you'd like to eat, honey? And I've got this feeling like that's what it sounds like right before you die when they say, this is your last meal before the electric chair. Anything you want. And I was like, I really have a taste for like an Italian chopped salad, no onions. You got it, babe. We're going to get it for you.
I know. I love when they're calm backstage. But when I was there with Maya and everybody, everybody felt like right after dress, everyone wanted to literally just crawl into a bed. Like there's a moment I said, this is normal. Right now, you're going to want to go to sleep. You're exhausted.
I did take a nap.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh, you did after dress?
I didn't take a nap, but I laid down because there's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah. And I just like, Donna got me a nice pillow and I just put my head down for a little while.
Fucking baby.
Because the knocking is the tough part. You know, if someone didn't get the memo and you're just about to nod off.
Oh,
Jack, no, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were resting. Oh, it's just we're doing a change on the. I'll come back later.
All right, let's let him go, Danny. He's been a good sport.
Oh man, great to see you guys.
Jack, you're a stud, dude. Thanks for talking.
You're the best.
I love
anytime.
I love the chrono idea. I'm going to do that.
Chrono marathon.
I'm going to do it. I've been doing it with the Beatles. Maybe I'll do Todd.
Have you done it? Have you done it with the Beatles? The chrono marathon?
I just do so much of them, but I haven't done literally from Love Me Do all the way to the end of side 2. No, that would be another way to hear
those early albums a lot because you're like, they were still just kids. They didn't really get their sea legs still rubber soul. But you got to go all the way.
Well, let me just say 2 things before we hang up because this is, the early Beatles, they weren't so good. No, they did the best 2-minute pop song. She Loves You, I Want to Hold Your Hand. They reinvented the genre. It's not like they got better. It's just the group that became that group. Of course, they would do the best 2-minute pop songs in history. And the other one was that Penny Lane and Strawberry Fields were recorded before Sgt. Pepper, after Revolver. They were going to be on Sgt. Pepper, but they made them into double A side. So they were just a single, Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane. And then they ended up, all the leftovers ended up along with I Am a Walrus on Magical Mystery Tour. So Magical Mystery Tour in some ways is the greatest album ever made because it has Strawberry Fields, I'm a Walrus, and Penny Lane, just those 3 and others.
Did you see that 8-hour movie that Peter Jackson made?
Oh yeah.
That's the fucking.
Well, that's your boy.
I had to break it up into 3 pieces though. I watched like the first 3 hours and second, but that
boy,
to see them writing that album, Let It Be, right? It was that's one of those times where you're like, if I could just be a fly on the wall for this one time in history, that would be heaven. He fucking got it. He got the fly on the wall and one of the top 10 things you'd ever want to watch.
4 weeks later, they go to Abbey Road with George Martin, and they're starting to do Abbey Road. And, because you see the antecedents there, he's going, I don't know what to do. Is something in the way, just say like a cauliflower, something so you get the lyric,
What's funny to me is that the whole film, all of that shooting was an afterthought. It was the camera crew and director who was filming some shitty movie that Ringo Starr was shooting that no one ever heard of or saw. But they were like, hey, since we're here, is it okay if we just like film the making of your next album with the Beatles? Oh, ask the boys.
Best thing in the world.
Is it cool if this guy comes in and films? We probably should actually. It's not a bad idea. And then they fucking got this gold.
That sat there.
I love the guy who keeps on going up. guys, you've got to do the final farewell concert in Dubai or wherever the fuck it is. The worst idea. Yeah. Wherever it was, it's like, they're going to end up on the roof of the building you're in, you jackass. But,
yeah.
Because he kept on pushing it. No, you got to go to, I can't remember where it was.
All right.
Well, it was Dubai.
It's been a blast hanging out with you, and we'll see you around campus.
Yes.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Please follow, subscribe, leave a like, a review, all the stuff. Smash that button, whatever it is, wherever you get your podcasts. Fly on the Wall is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, and Heather Santoro. The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman. Hey guys, it's Spadoodle. You can always go to davidspade.com to look at my tour dates because I bless a lot of cities in America with my hilarious stand-up act. Or you could not go to it and get on my enemy list. Up to you.
Our next guest on... We had a good time with Jake Semensky. He's a writer, director, producer. He's worked with a lot of big names and done a lot of things. And recently he did this brilliant show called Jury Duty, a behind-the-scenes prank show that was brilliantly conceived. And we spent an hour with Jake, got to know him. He's great.
Yeah, I think, now and then we get someone that's sort of something in the zeitgeist right now because we're branching out the show a little bit. And he does have ties into SNL. He did some shorts for them. He's has some good stories, actually, more than I thought he would about it. And Jury Duty with James Marsden is one of those things that you just heard people keep saying, hey, did you catch this thing? And it was funny and interesting and, very hard to do those kind of shows the right way. They did it very well.
Yeah, Jake talks a lot about the high wire act of that because they have a person who thinks they're going to jury duty and everyone else is acting and there's behind the scene cameras and everything. And they thought the guy was going to go, wait a minute. Is this a joke? And bust the whole thing open. And they kept stretching it. And he breaks down all the travails and all the preparation and work. And it's kind of a magic show.
Yeah, he did that movie. I think it's called Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates with Aubrey Plaza,
yes.
Adam Devine. So, he's got a lot to talk about. We had a nice time with him. I think you will too.
Really nice, smart guy.
Here he is, yeah. Jake Szymanski. Got it pretty close.
I was going back. I was like, I gotta watch some old videos. I gotta remember the SNL stuff.
You gotta remember your own stuff.
Well, yeah, a little bit. It's like it's all a blur at a certain point when you're working at those places where it's just go and don't sleep a lot.
Yeah,
Jake is our guest, and
Jake
with the last name, even he can't pronounce. Do you know how to say it?
I pretend the hard letters aren't there, so it's Szymanski.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone for
Close.
Jake S? Just like, kind of short.
Jake S.
Jakeski.
I can't pull that off. Anytime I meet someone like who's actually Polish, I say, how do you pronounce my name? And they tell me it's Szymanski. And so very different.
That's harder,
so just make it up. Yeah.
Szymanski.
We want it easy here.
Look, I'm doing an accent. We've been talking for 45 seconds. I can sound like other people. No, it's just Eastern European. Could be Bulgarian, could be Romanian. It's Eastern,
hard to place on purpose.
All right, this just in.
I'm going to grab one.
So
this just in.
Where do you think you're going?
Water.
May I? Are we rolling?
Yeah.
You guys do edits? How do you do it?
No.
Well, Johnny edits behind us, Greg.
They like to.
We mostly just let it all go because it's a chaotic, barely controlled, conversation. We like to interrupt our guests, like I just did there, and bring it all back to us. And if he gets on a roll, watch me. I will try to. Cut that shit down.
It. That's what makes it so fun to listen to.
Yeah. Well, at least we have a sense of humor about
Jake did a couple of things, Dana. You don't know this, but he directed Jury Duty, which was on the Febreze network.
That's right. Amazon Febreze.
And he was, which was a big hit and up for 2 Emmys.
4.
Oh, shit. Look at me trying to lowball you.
I know. Why?
I thought it was 2.
Why guess low? No, the show is revolutionary. Should we get to it right now?
Well,
or should we go over his resume?
And he has an SNL connection, but we will get to that. So
okay, great.
That's all.
Could we just because I'm curious, because there's not a lot of stuff on your background.
I know. That's why I was like, I wonder how this is going to go.
Well, it's like if we were at a restaurant together hanging out with no mics, I'd be like, so where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Milwaukee,
No,
Wisconsin.
where you really grew up.
Poland? Are you trying to go for Poland?
No, Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big Polish family?
Big family, not overly Polish, but yeah, I had to I think my mom is one of 8 and my dad too. So I had kind of 25 first cousins on one side, and another 15 on the other side. So it was a lot of family time growing up.
Being from Milwaukee, were you watching SNL when Farley was a big deal on there?
Yes, but no, actually I was late to SNL.
Oh,
and
okay.
that was kind of, and I mean late by 6th grade instead of 4th grade or something. But I think I wasn't staying up late enough to have that access. But I remember I would hear people talking. Like I remember in school being like, there was this thing last night and someone trying to explain Toonces the cat to me. And I remember
Toonces of all things.
I remember being like, maybe I should try to watch this. But Farley was a big deal because of the Wisconsin connection for sure. But I think not only on the show on SNL, but then obviously, Tommy Boy. And I think he's wearing a Marquette jacket in that opening scene.
Yeah, he always tried to cram that shit in.
And it was a big deal. We don't get a lot. We didn't get a lot.
I know you got some love. Yeah, he would always try to get something going.
So then you see something and everyone gets real excited about it. Just the fact that in Wayne's World, they mentioned Milwaukee. That shows in Milwaukee. I mean, we lived off of that.
We did the Laverne and Shirley parody, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So, if you go back in your old neighborhood and everybody, it's like, okay, you were the funny guy, or are people surprised? Do people know how much you've done from your neighborhood? Not many people get to write and direct movies and do cool things like you've done.
I was always into comedy. I was always a comedy nerd and doing a lot of that. So I think in that sense, no. I think it's a little bit, I don't know if you guys have it too, but it is that thing of the people you grow up with, especially if you're not from in LA, New York. But I think it's hard to fully explain what you do all the time. Every now and then there'll be a product that comes out and you see it once every 2 years, but it's there's a lot of work that happens in between that. So it's no, not huge surprises, but I don't think if you're not in the biz, it's hard to fully.
Did you have a performance side, or was it always writer director? Or were you doing skits for the family and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did.
Now we're getting to it.
I think early
a ham bone in there.
Yeah. You're always. I would watch a lot of comedy and stand up and try to do that. I think early on, it was just stealing other repeating bits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the school talent show or in front of the class or whatever it is.
I did that. You did that, right?
Of course. Yeah.
And that's how you get going.
I thought I was good because I could recite Billy Crystal, and I made people laugh just saying his jokes.
And you didn't realize there was a difference.
No, I didn't.
Being Billy Crystal.
I would get laughs.
And you went as Billy Crystal for a while in Lower
It's
Phoenix.
funny. I didn't mention that. Someone asked me the other night, early albums and stuff, but I listened to George Carlin and all that stuff, Steve Martin. But I would say it, and then when I got a laugh, I was so proud of myself. So embarrassing.
Did you ever have any kind of
All right, go ahead.
But do you think it does teach you a little bit about just timing and rhythm and stuff, I think.
And recognizing what is good, but also you're saying about you're not a class clown, but you liked funny things. I think we all grew up, especially as boys, I'm sure women do, but you just like funny things. But that by no means it translates to you being funny or being a career in it,
Yes. And I think actually I discovered it's hard. Performing's hard. What you get and stand up is the hardest.
Painful.
I mean, I remember thinking oh, I want to do that. I mean, my mom would, when I was 15, 16, my mom would take me into the bar because she had to be there so I could try an open mic night or something or something like that.
Wow,
so she was
what
great.
a supportive mom.
But also it's it's tough. I think I found then when a video camera came out, we had a video camera at home. I liked being able to shoot and kind of have the control, to work on it myself, work out the kinks and then show it. You know what I mean? I think I started gravitating towards that more.
Like Spielberg.
Did you ever have directorially, it seems like you kind of wonder where things come from, but as a director, you can sort of I know Tarantino yells out, we're doing Spielberg on this scene, we're doing this scene, you know what I mean? Because there is a template there. Same thing with his Billy Crystal story, which not sure I believe, but
not sure I believe.
So that you decided to get behind the camera and make stuff then and show it to people?
Yeah, I just watched so many movies and so much TV. And then at a certain point you're like, that seems fun. I wonder how do you do that? You know what I mean? So I always had an interest in it. And it's not like there's a big film scene in Milwaukee. So, you're kind of reading up on it. I came of age in the 90s. That was like a great indie movie, early Miramax vibe, where you're let's explore these weird movies. Oh, you can make a movie like that? You can make a movie. I think it was a good time to get into film.
When you were little, did you edit in the camera, like stop and move around? Sorry. And then at one point, you were able to actually edit. I'm based on your age.
Yeah. Like kind of, I think when I was like a senior in high school, someone from another high school had access to like the first Final Cut Pro. And they were like, I can get the software and install it on your computer. And you're like, oh, really? Let me try. What's that like?
Did you ever come across the toaster, the video toaster?
Oh, of course. Famous video toaster.
My brother designed the first prototype with Tim
No,
Jennison.
what? Yeah. What's this connection?
He's the guy who Garth's based on. Yeah. You can look it up. Brad Carvey video toaster. He named it the video toaster.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Not to be confused with the flying toaster screensaver.
No. Toaster got used later. As far as that was just a cool word. Toaster looks good, sounds good.
Yeah.
It kind of has all this emotion around it. Get the toaster. But that's interesting because that was an intersection where you would have been around. And that was one of the first home editings with an Omega something.
Computer. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I for sure remember that. Oh, I want to talk.
So you're in a town that has more of a hamburger scene. And you want to go into the movies and comedy.
Hamburger scene throws that in.
We got a great burger scene.
But it's all with bikers. Illicit
in Milwaukee.
Have you guys been to Milwaukee?
Well, Farley used to always
I played
Milwaukee.
You know what? I played Milwaukee. Maybe 10 years ago. My opening act went out. It was like maybe 1,000 seat or anyway. So he's playing very quiet. He's a good stand-up. It's not you. You always killed. But he's playing very, very quiet.
Me.
So they told me before I went out, so he's thinking I'm bombing. They said, oh, they don't laugh here in Milwaukee. They're loving it, but they just don't laugh very hard.
Too polite.
I don't know if that's true or not, but when I went out there, they didn't laugh much, but they really seemed to enjoy it. Is that true?
And then a standing ovation at the end, a 7-minute standing ovation.
I just did a gig there, like a 15,000 seater, and we were that's all. I just did a gig there.
Blowing up.
No,
man.
I'm kidding. But we stayed at a hotel. It's supposed to be haunted, Dana. I tell you this, and I got scared.
Oh, the Pfister.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not allowed to tell you.
Wait a minute, it's common knowledge. It's
common knowledge. Haunted hotel.
Oh, because I knew it because they said Manny Machado or one of these guys in the Dodgers. They go, they were on a road game. When I got back, they go, they were on a road game, and he stayed in his own hotel or an Airbnb because he thinks the hotel's haunted. And I was like, if they show that and they showed a picture of it, I go, that's it. They know it's haunted. Everyone knows.
Oh yeah.
And Bobby told me, the guy that was on the road with me, the comedian, he goes, I think this place is haunted. I go, no, don't say that. We're here 3 days, dude. I'm playing Appleton. I'm doing all these. And I said, I can't. I get scared at that. And then when we asked the staff, I told you this, they go, and the waitress, I go, this place isn't haunted, is it? She first of all freezes. Then she goes, we have spirits at the bar. I go, shut the fuck up. I go, is it haunted? Answer me. But they're not allowed to, so they all have a company line. They've had a meeting about it. That's how haunted it is. Mm-hmm. What do we say?
What do we say?
When people say.
But you didn't feel any weird vibes.
I did hear kids talking upstairs and thumping, and I don't know if there was anyone up there. And I told Bobby this the second night. He goes, oh, it's for sure. Like children, that's usually in haunted things. I go, no, children is the scariest in haunted movie. I can't take it. So, and I got sick on that trip.
Do you believe in the
You believe
ghosts?
This place is haunted?
Yeah, I think so.
Would you like to do a horror film, Jake?
Yeah, would you?
Yeah.
Would you do a comedy one?
We did like so many people, we did a pandemic move into kind of like a big old fixer house, and it's got some stuff going on.
Scary.
We moved into a haunted house, I think. Yeah.
I didn't really believe it until my Irish relatives just said, oh yeah, there's a little girl that lived in our house, and we'd all say hello to her, and everyone recognized her.
And just, it was no big deal.
No big deal. Didn't feel threatened by it. I've had a lot of different experiences with, I've had sort of, waking dream states and hallucinations, but enough about me.
We found out, we just moved, sorry, I was a little tangent, but we just moved and 2.5 years ago, and my wife was pregnant at the time, and we moved into a house, and we were picking baby names, and we picked the name for my youngest daughter, and then the neighbors were like, that was the name of the woman who lived here and died. And we picked the name of the woman who lived there for 60 years and died in the house.
That just popped in your head.
And I was like, are we being Rosemary babied right now? Like, is someone, they're giving us brownies because we moved into the neighborhood? Is it
Weird.
laced? Like, so for a while, we were like, is this the beginning of a horror movie?
Wow. Well, my son's
a
name
good
is
beginning.
Damien, and isn't that fun?
Mine son's name is Lucifer. So it's not exactly.
It's not spelled like Lucifer. So can I just ask you a second, because I like talking about movies. Like, what are the ones, just a few of them that pop into your head? I'd never say favorite movie, but pop into your head that, kind of like, wow, that's
Got you going, got you into it.
inspiring. I'll throw out The Godfather. Just start
Sure,
there.
sure.
Yeah.
I think, there's different phases, right, for everyone. I mean, certainly like, I always go back to Boogie Nights as like one of the best of all time. But that's also one of those movies.
PTA.
I'm in high school. I'm trying to learn more about film.
Friend
That
of the
movie comes
show.
out and you go like, boom, that's it. And then, but also back to when I was a kid, it was like, I must have been 5 years old. I remember seeing Spaceballs in theaters and trying to repeat the lines from that. So I love, you know what I mean? Like that's locked in there
They're
early.
comedy that fucking kills you as a kid. And you wonder when you get older, when your comedy taste change, you go, would that still make me laugh? But a lot of those still make me laugh. When I go
I
back.
think about Airplane. I mean, someone was asking me about it, and just would the time be right? I mean, there's the political correct aspect,
Yeah.
but just something that's just making jokes every second would seem kind of refreshing.
It was
some of
and
those,
also off
Leslie
color.
Nielsen, some of those Naked Gun
Yes.
movies, just like funny. I mean,
Airplane was always, again, the Zucker brothers are from Milwaukee. And so that was like a local point of pride. So that was always like, let's go, let's watch Airplane. Airplane's on TV. A lot of people would talk about that.
Airplane was a
Television.
monster. That's like
So
a
good.
top tenor of all time, I feel.
do you like Gladiators movies?
I mean, just such a weird style and weird everything. And
Well,
you're
just
watching,
it
going,
was
"You
new
gotta
when it
watch
came
again."
out. Speaking of jury duty, took a genre and then reinvented it. So
Yeah.
Yes.
I was curious about. Did you ever see Spinal Tap?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it seems like you've enjoyed doing a lot of that sort of. Sorry,
Should I get that?
no, this is funny. This is Jake's wife. Make sure he eats in 20 minutes.
Oh,
And
why?
with my medicine.
You have
with my
low blood
medicine.
sugar?
I'm going to silence that.
Oh, Heather,
But,
get his applesauce.
But are you sort of found your way? Like we intersected in 2013, I think, with
Yes.
the presidential.
The presidential
So
reunion.
you and Ron Howard were directing something that was like reunion of SNL people who'd done presidents.
Yeah, and that was through Funny or Die,
Yeah.
the comedy website, which I worked for at the time. And that was, getting everyone who had played a president at SNL
Yeah.
back to do a big reunion sketch.
I remember this.
Yeah.
And that was, and by the way, that shows you how generous everyone like Ron Howard and the Funny or Die people are that I co-directed, quote unquote, co-directed that.
But
that
we
was
must
really
have
fun.
met that day and you were there, right?
We did, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it a one-day shoot?
Yes, one day shoot. And
That's hard to wrangle.
And then Jim Carrey played Reagan, right? Because
Yes,
he filled
yeah.
in and played Reagan. And that was cool. I mean, just as a comedy fan, I hadn't met any of you guys, but then to be there and see everyone come together and
Holy
catch little
shit.
behind the scenes conversations because Chevy Chase was there,
Chevy was there,
Aykroyd was there.
Aykroyd
Wow.
was playing Jimmy
you were there.
Carter.
Farrell was there playing.
So I was playing
younger
W,
Bush.
not senior. I was playing.
No, you were
I was
playing senior.
and he was W.
Yeah.
And I looked at it last night, and I walked in. Me as the guy walked in. Will Ferrell. So were we completely improvising that thing where he goes, "I take a sudsy tub. I love you, Daddy." Was that all? Was that somewhat scripted?
No, I think it was somewhat scripted because I know McKay did a
God, we
couple
were
of
good
passes
then.
and wrote that.
Yeah.
But we played around for sure.
There was a lot of
For
riffing.
sure.
At points. But
Yeah.
that was what, 09 or something like that. That was a while ago, I think.
You
But
know,
that was amazing to see everyone. I remember being caught in a room and seeing and hearing Chevy and Dan Aykroyd catch up like they hadn't seen each other in a couple of
Wow.
years. And I was just kind of like, be as quiet as you can.
Sure.
Don't make any moves. And they're just like, good to see you. Yeah, how's the family? Good. Making plans to do Thanksgiving together that year. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you should come over for Thanksgiving. It's been too long and all that. And I was like, man, this is cool. Like, see all these guys back together. And
Holy
what a
shit.
good excuse to see people who haven't seen each other in a couple of years. That was a great experience.
Aykroyd, by the way, full circle, was just wanted to talk about poltergeist and stuff like that. He was, he is just a man of all trades. I mean, just really fun to talk to. As far as your comment about Ron Howard, because
Yeah.
I've had some interaction with him, it's like if the Dalai Lama was a director, it kind of reminds me of your man in Jury Duty.
Oh, yes.
Not just this earnestness, but has sharp edges when he needs to be. He has to direct movies, But Ron Howard has a son of an earnest Midwestern something about
such a
him.
nice guy,
Yeah.
so talented. But I mean, I got so lucky. The people I got to work with early on, because getting hired at Funny or Die, that was kind of like my break, right? Access to so many people. Adam McKay, Will Ferrell, Chris Henchy started that website. Then getting to work with like Ron wants to make something, go help him out and spend time with Ron Howard. Everyone, they're such the nicest guys, so talented, and it was kind of a good, not lesson, because it's not like I was a huge jerk or anything, but it was refreshing to be like, oh, you can be on top and be nice and be a great guy and go, when you're making a movie, no one wants to spend 6 months on set with a jerk. Yeah. Like, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? And so it was so nice to see, because I feel like you move to LA, you start doing the jobs, you're PAing on this, you're making runs, and you can run into some jerks, you know what I mean? Working on stuff. And you go like, oh, on the top, everyone's pretty great.
Lower level jerks are bad.
Yeah.
If you meet someone like Tom Cruise and you say, oh, he was so nice, and he doesn't have to be. That's always the weirdest thing for me.
I know. I got credit for that a few
nice,
times when I got a little more notoriety. He just came in, he bought a soda, and he left. I'm like, what? I couldn't believe it, man. It's like, I'm not doing anything.
Right.
But
low maintenance.
I do think it's a Darwinian proposition in a sense that if you got to be pretty talented if you're a jerk.
I think
to
so.
Stay there.
People
you better be brilliant.
But it was great to see, Ron's so nice, and just to be like, you don't need to be a yeller on set to get what you need to get done. It was good early on. I had a lot of good people to look up to.
Did he tell you that?
No, but just seeing how he works and doing the meetings with him, you know what I mean? And that was the best part about, when they started Funny or Die. That I always refer to that as my second film school, because I'm out there trying to make my own little guerrilla videos and upload them online and hope anyone will see them. And then all of a sudden I'm doing the same thing, but McKay was like, here, I got a script, try to do this, or hey, this person called, they want to do a sketch. Oh, they're in town to do Kimmel, but then they want to come by and do a sketch. And all of a sudden it was like a ton of access. So you're writing for celebrities and you're trying to help make them funny, and it's good training,
It was run and gun pretty much. I mean, it would happen fairly quickly compared to regular filmmaking, obviously.
Very run and gun. I mean, the first year of Funny or Die, I don't even think we had lights or proper microphones. It was super guerrilla, just like kids were making online. They were like, yeah, let's do that, but we'll make it
call it Funny or Die. That's how it worked. Like when I go in there to do something, or they'd say, we have an idea for you, and I'd go in, or I'd say, hey, I want to do something about Coachella, and they go, what do you need? And I go, I'll write it, but can you get this person to do it, or maybe we could just film it or get a quick set thrown together.
Yeah. And
then we did it, and they let me help edit, or they'd edit it and go, what do you think? And then they'd throw it up quickly, timely, because it was like that weekend. And that was all. And I'd see on the board all these stars' headshots, and they say, Katy Perry wants to do something, or this person wants to do something.
Yeah.
And so people would brainstorm ideas, which was hard because they'd say no to something. And then you're like, oh shit, we got to think of another idea for them. And but Funny or Die was really cruising there and had a lot of good stuff.
Did you say you went to film school before that? Or?
I did. I was a film kid. So I went to film school.
Pfizer?
High school for the arts or college?
College. Yeah. College. I did like a summer camp in high school of like to try to learn about how to make movies. But I was like, oh, I like this. This is cool. I didn't know about this stuff.
Wait, we got to back up. My joke was, it Pfister School of Haunted Filmmaking? That's where I was going with that one. And I said Pfizer.
You said Pfizer.
And you were so nice. Everyone kind of laughed.
Pfister.
No one knew what the fuck I was talking about. Pfister is the hotel.
Yes.
That's haunted.
Yeah.
So I meant Pfister Haunted School of fucking filmmaking. And everyone just kept talking. And I was like,
we thought I knocked that one out of the park.
No, everyone has to know.
Won't be if you're listening now in your car, this never happened.
I stumbled. No, I got it. I want the people to know. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I'm sorry. So you went to film school. Go ahead.
Film school. When was it? I mean, so you found your way to SNL, which is part of our theme. But
how the fuck did you get to SNL? Well, Funny or Die is not a really big jump.
Was it after Funny or Die?
Yes, I'd been at Funny or Die a couple years.
So they saw your stuff.
They did, but actually, I think it wasn't as direct of a line from Funny or Die, even though Funny or Die was like the best prep because all of the people who ran Funny or Die came from SNL. So they were kind of trying to do a model of that for the internet.
Yeah.
But I actually was shooting a commercial back in the day with Bill Hader. And Bill had brought Mulaney along to write for him. And we were shooting like internet Volkswagen ads or something. And it was like a lot of days, and it was split up because Bill had a show, and I went out and shot with them for a couple days. And then we took a week off, and they did a show, and then we came back and shot a couple more days, and I had kind of rough cuts of what we had shot. And they were like, "Oh, you like cut these for comedy? Like these aren't like commercial comedy. You're like, we're going for the jokes." I'm like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, I come from comedy.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh," and we just had a good time. We really got along, and I met them through that. And actually, at the end of filming a commercial, I think it was Mulaney who was like, "Hey, we have like an opening. Like we need a kind of guest director for a couple weeks. Would you ever be interested?
Would you ever be interested?"
And I was like, yeah. So they I think are the ones who recommended me after we worked together to come on in, and they had a director slot open at the show.
Wow.
And I showed up to the show thinking it was a temporary, like, because you know how you guys know at the show, the writers will sometimes come in for like just 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Something.
Yeah.
Also, no one tells you anything.
No one tells you anything. And I thought that's what I was accepting, like a 3-week gig. And then I show up, and I remember talking with Steve Higgins when I first got there, and he's like, "It's not a temporary job; it's a full-time job." I don't know what they're talking about. I was like, "Oh, okay,
okay. I'll check my blood pressure."
Yeah,
Good, thank you.
But it was great, and to get in there as they were figuring that out, and that was, I was only there for less than 2 seasons because I thought it was temporary. I was like, I'm just going to come in for a couple weeks and go back.
You kept going, okay, bye. And they're like, where are you going? You're like, oh, want to do another week?
Yeah. A little bit like that.
It's Funny or Die. Then you get SNL, and then you're going to make all these movies. But I would like to talk a little bit about some of these sketches. I don't know what the
please.
films
Oh my gosh.
that I don't know if you
remember.
wrote them or just directed them. But you had Sex Ed Couples with Steve Buscemi. That was 2011. I don't know if that was you.
Oh, yeah. Sex Ed with Paul Britton's character.
The one I just want to jump ahead to this one because it sort of blew my mind because it rhythmically went somewhere that I don't see comedy go to, and someone's behind this. So it was Tennis Balls with Jonah Hill.
I'm so happy you said that one.
And first you're like, okay, the guy's getting hit in the crotch, fine, Then you go to this rhythm. He's on his back. Now, who thought of that? And how could you see that in an editing bay and not collapse with laughter? Because that's next level to me. It's so abstract and it has a funny rhythm to it.
Yeah. The rhythm. Well, what's funny is like the ball was done in post, right? So we're just trying to get Jonah to go
like,
on a certain.
Yeah. He's getting hit in the balls with a tennis ball like 300 times.
Yeah, we just show it so many times. And I think, I love that you brought that up. Andy and I talk about that all the time. That's one of our favorites that we did together.
Sandberg.
Yeah, Sandberg. And that's one of my favorite pieces I did there because it's so. I mean, I think in those the idea is, can we do the silly joke? How long can we get away with it that will make you laugh 2 or 3 more times after you think it's over? And you know what I mean? And that was really fun to do.
Yes, because you're in kind of a generic thing. Guy get kicked in the balls or something in the balls. And then where it goes, I recommend anyone here YouTube it. Tennis Balls, SNL, Jonah Hill. Where it goes to is so abstract and took it so far.
We got Ghost Hunter showing up in there. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Is Tour de Pharmacy, this is something, was it HBO?
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember hearing this at Sandberg, and he was like Lance Armstrong, something.
Yeah.
I was thinking, they do these as like a one-off, and that's the first time I've seen like they did, was it episodes or one thing?
Just
one thing.
Mm-hmm.
We had done 7 Days in Hell we did first, which was a tennis mockumentary.
Yeah.
And
yes.
then,
I thought, they're doing these things?
And then we did Tour de Pharmacy a year later, 2 years later. And they're kind of all as like specials, 45-minute, hour-long one-offs. And we had so much fun making those. That was another thing we were like, I can't believe they're letting us make this. They're probably not going to air it. Just as I refer to 7 Days in Hell and Tour de Pharmacy as a series of hard right turns. You know what I mean? Let's just see how long we can keep misdirecting and going for before it.
And Andy is really, really good at
doing
the best. That type of comedy.
He's the best. And he's so smart too. And the most fun of those is, we shoot those quickly. When we shoot those, we're only filming for like 4 days for all the like archival footage, the stuff that's supposed to take place in the past. And then we'll do all the talking heads as we're in the edit, which is nice because you get to change what you need said a little bit as you're editing it. Mm-hmm. But and Andy's in the edit for all of that. He's really smart in that.
He knows what he's doing.
That's the thing about SNL people or cast members. Most of them really would want to be in the editing bay. They understand that that's, where it could be ruined. I've been in movies like that, because when it's not done properly, it doesn't go from funny, as I always say, to less funny. It goes from funny to not funny.
Yeah.
Right.
It's over there when it's supposed to be over there.
The editors have so much power. You do a movie and you do 7 takes, 8 takes, and then you go in your head, I'm thinking the first half of my first take was great. And the third take, the beginning, and then the line, you could find it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I walk over and I see someone go, circle that one, moving on. I'm like, and then I realize sometimes the editor just puts that whole last take in because they got everything somebody liked. And sometimes they just don't go back. If it works and you go, oh my God, there's 3 more jokes that you missed, but no one went back. So if you need someone to go back, say, hey, go back. Well, there was something earlier.
Especially if you're playing around a little bit. Like I came McKay and Farrell, I got to shadow when they were making Step Brothers and the other guys. I was around a lot. But seeing how they use improv, they have a script that they'll shoot, and then they'll shoot 3 scripts worth of content just playing around. And then
that's a way to do it.
But to do it in a way where you can actually use it all is different, actually.
Yeah.
And a smart thing to learn. And then, but yeah, you need time in the edit. Like, so if I'm, and I kind of, so again, I'm, I looked up to those guys. They're teaching me how to do it. I play around a lot. And with those projects, those mockumentaries, we're doing a ton of improv. And if you don't have time in the edit to just keep going through it and find different ways to maybe put it together, it doesn't work.
So much fun to watch. And, comedians love that. At least my comedian friends love the idea that it's being discovered while it's being filmed. You can tell when Will sits in a chair and you go for 15 minutes on Will and he goes on these flight of fancies.
Something's going to work.
And there's structure to it, but then he's also able to, and it really pops.
Well, that's the thing about Will and a lot of, comedians is, Will secretly is also one of the best writers out there. So smart. You know what I mean? He can do it all. And so he's always working with Will is my favorite because you get to give him a suggestion and then he makes it so good when he tries it and makes it better. And he's like, oh, thank you for making me look smart on that one.
That is why he's Will Ferrell.
That is why he's the best. But I think, working in comedy and with comedians, if you're making something where it's like, no, the job is just to be funny. We got to get laughs, right? A lot of it is letting you guys do what you do, like find your rhythm and not be too overbearing. Too, you know what I mean?
Why couldn't you have directed some of the movies I was in? Because there's 1,200 takes and 5 camera angles, and it's just strangled to death in traditional filmmaking. But the way you shot it loose, or you adapted your camera to the talent, basically, right? Whatever was required.
I think so. I like to get a vibe going with people and kind of know. Some people don't like to do a long take or try a lot of stuff, and great. Then you talk more beforehand and get it out there, but. I'm a big believer in if you're making a comedy, there should be a good vibe on set. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's part of the no jerk policy is you're joking around, you're taking the work seriously, but you got to kind of play to people's strengths and where they're comfortable and start there and then start pushing out into
Sometimes you watch playback, you have a laugh, then you go back. And then let's try one where we just do a different ending or, whatever. And then someone's keeping track of it and you walk away going, all right, it's there. That's fun when you walk away and you go, that good scene.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
We got it the way we pictured it.
And like I said, as long as you're shooting it in a way where you can use it all, you're not just trying stuff for the sake of trying it. It's all
it's around the.
Sometimes you got to go back and oh hey, let's actually walk in with the TV off because we did so much playing around. It might not be about that anymore. Let's do this, and then you go, okay, now we're covered. We can cut any version of that scene or whatever it is.
Yeah, it is hard when you're doing it just to do it, and you're like, well, now we're just wasting time because we can't get it all in.
Yeah, it's a fine balance.
Yeah, you did Brooklyn 99 with Andy, right?
Yeah, I did an episode of that.
I call it 99.
the 99.
It's called Brooklyn.
I call it Brooke.
I call it BK.
I knew a guy. How people drop the names of things. I can't remember this joke, but anyway, I'm going to get to it. So you're on SNL and you're doing these short films, and then you get to do these HBO type films, long short films,
mockumentaries. Yeah.
What's the first big one? The big studio, was it Mike and Dave?
Yeah, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates was the first movie.
And you get good old Aubrey Plaza, was that she there?
Oh yeah, Aubrey.
Fucking so good.
Anna.
So it made $77 million because I looked it up.
Oh good, you know the number.
On a low budget. So how did Hollywood, did it emancipate you a little bit, or you already were going great guns, or did people react to you different? Like, oh, he's not only talented, he just made something that made a shit ton of money.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm so bad at keeping up on the business end of things and like the perception of that. And by the way, it's like, it's an important skill, you know what I mean, to get stuff done. And I just, I'm so bad at keeping up on it. I think with that movie, it was interesting because we were testing like really high. We were testing, everyone was
top 2 boxes.
It was a love fest.
Yeah.
All the numbers were high. People are like, maybe there'll be a sequel.
Guaranteed.
And then it comes out and it's like, oh, that's pretty well. I think people are making money, but it's like, but it wasn't. It didn't take over
They
the
thought
world
$100 million
because of whatever.
That was
You know
the
what I
big
mean?
Yeah,
benchmark,
the
100 million.
expectations are.
I think also it's been a weird time for comedy movies in the last, 5,
When
8
was
years.
that?
And
8 years. Yeah.
I think it was right around. I think Mike and Dave was actually one of the last of kind of like
the
as it was changing. I think
unbridled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's rules now.
R-rated
Guardrails.
comedies. It's
Oh,
tough
yeah.
to get them made now.
It's hard to
tough.
get. It's hard even.
What was the dog one that just came out that Josh Greenbaum
Oh, it's
directed?
great. Strays.
Yeah.
It's
I
very
want
good.
to see that.
Oh,
Yeah.
see it.
But that's art.
Your precious Will Ferrell's in it.
Yes, he is. That movie is really fun.
I like the scene where he humps his leg.
No, it's hard territory to be in. I know that they
An
must have
R-rated
done
movie
something
for,
really.
for a dog. Does it fall through the cracks? Is that what they call an El Camino? Because it looks like a kid's movie, but it's R. So who's going? Is it for adults or is it for kids? You know what I mean?
Well, when I joined the marketing team for Strays, I said,
Hey, what's our audience?
true,
First
they-
of all,
Because listen, I never want to say a movie didn't do that well because I've been in them, but if for that was it Jamie Foxx and Will,
Yeah.
they're both hilarious. I'm sure the movie's great, but if they don't all show up, I mean, they couldn't really
oh, right,
promote
with
it.
the
as much.
striking and stuff. Did it
Yeah.
not? I don't know. Like I saw it and I'm like, I love it. It's great. So that movie to me is
Jake, wake up.
a giant success.
box office and greatness
No,
are not
I'm the
always
bad guy.
merry.
No, I'm just
Wow.
saying it's
Hmm.
great
I
because
don't know
they're
why you have a
interesting.
problem with Will
Wow.
Ferrell.
I'm just saying you always get your next movie before the movie comes out.
No, but there's producers that we both have worked with, and when they're hearing the pitch or anything, they're thinking of the poster.
Yeah,
And I don't blame them.
Good poster,
They're just
not a-
thinking, who's the audience?
there's no
what-
poster there.
Yeah, and I know young people have pitches to sell and stuff, and I go, to be honest, you're going to be pitching to someone's going to want to know who is the audience, how do we reach
Is
them,
it
how do
4
we make
quadrants?
money?
Yeah.
You know, did you ever have a fallow period, not a feral period, but a time where things weren't happening for you? Because it seemed like, according to your resume, you've really consistently worked
I've been really lucky where
or talented.
Yes.
I've been
Lucky.
no, I've been very lucky. I kind of
Mostly luck.
I've kind of only worked on stuff I like with people I like, and the longer I'm in this,
You like us?
hey guys, and I just realized it's kind of a rarity. I have friends, working on stuff too, and they're like, oh, I feel trapped here. Like I don't like, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm pretty lucky that way. So that's kind of my goal is to keep working with people I like and that
Well,
make
you-
me laugh on stuff.
You have.
I
I
like.
mean, we've had them on your friends on this podcast. So if you take Andy Samberg or Bill Hader, Fred Armisen, I mean, these are like A-class nice guys.
They're the
I mean,
best.
just they're not going to be a problem.
I saw
Will
a lot
Ferrell.
of your doofy friends last night.
Oh yeah.
That was Mulaney, Armisen, and Hader. I think that was
It's a
it,
good
right?
crew.
That's some
And
very
your
very
friend
good people.
Conan.
Can we talk?
It's
Well, I guess that
weird.
we should pivot to this
So
sort of social phenomenon
Oh,
that's called
jury duty.
Social
jury
experiment.
duty.
Oh, it's a social experiment. That's right. I
And
will
we
start
know
by
you've
saying-
done podcasts and you've been talking about the movie.
No,
so
he hasn't.
My
This
goal
is
is to
it.
ask you questions you haven't been asked.
Please.
I love James Marsden though. The guy's always good and everything. Dead
So
to me,
great.
he was so awesome.
And so funny, really funny, and sharp improv skills. Kind of blew. I mean, I knew he was funny. I knew he could hang,
Yeah.
and I knew he could do it. But just kind of took it to the next level on jury duty.
Just for the 5 people that
Yeah,
don't
let's
know
tell
what
people.
we're
Set
talking
it up.
about.
Yeah, set up
On
with it.
Amazon Freezy,
Mm-hmm.
just put it in. There's a 8 half-hour live streaming show called
Yep.
Jury Duty. James Marsden is the one sort of household name,
Yep.
although he parodies his own, playing himself.
He's playing a egotistical version of
Yes.
himself.
Mhm.
And they recruit a young man to come in who doesn't know he thinks he's part of a documentary, but doesn't know that everyone is acting except him.
Right. We have one non-actor in the show.
One non-actor,
Out of everyone.
Because you say that before every episode. There's a
We were so worried. People were like, "Do you understand what we're doing here?" Because it is kind of a mix of like
that was smart.
We're cutting it to kind of feel like a sitcom in a mockumentary style, like The Office or Parks and Rec that you're used
Yeah.
to. But everyone plays it very real
Right.
and tries to seem like real people. But then we were like, are people going to know that one of these people doesn't know what's going on, hasn't seen the scripts, and is a real person. So there was lots of conversations about that opening
about
text.
how, because immediately they have to sort of get it, or if they don't buy in, they just don't buy in, and then you're fucked.
Yeah, although weirdly, I've had multiple people go, I didn't know until the last episode that guy wasn't an actor.
And
you're going, what are you doing during the opening credits, man? You know, it's every episode.
I mean, there's
we're
a
telling
lead
you.
in. It is. By the way, I just did a game show. I'm explaining the rules after every commercial. I'm like, does anyone not get it yet? And they're like, wait, so you get 5,000? I'm like, yes, I've told you 1,000 times. But that's what happens. They go, you got to hammer it in. But obviously, we're in comedy world, so you get it.
Wayne and Garth say swing. Is that a sexual thing or something?
Do they mean to say swing? And they're saying it wrong?
Jesus, Mom.
Yeah,
But,
Jesus, Ma.
Jesus, Ma. But one thing I found interesting, just that, like the cast you got, all the actors, and we know
Love
Kirk
'em.
Fox,
Kirk Fox.
stand up, and
I
many
thought
other
might be recognized.
It
Because he's
became
on
a real
TikTok,
concern.
He's at the improv.
No, I saw that. He has a kind of his cadence and his voice is very Parks and Rec.
I said no mustache. I said you got to keep you got to grow it out to a beard because
you couldn't have the guy recognize your main guy.
Yes.
And
it was interesting because Kirk actually, that role changed kind of late. That role got changed in the writing room maybe a month before we started filming. So he was one of the last people we cast. And we had done so much work on trying to find people that wouldn't be recognizable. And when I saw Kirk, I was like, I mean, I know him, but I'm in comedy.
Yeah.
The mustache is really recognizable. Maybe we can get around it. But we kind of didn't do our due diligence because he was one of the last people we cast. And then on like day 2 of filming, Ronald, the guy who doesn't know what's going on, he tells James Marsden, I just love Parks and Rec. It's one of my favorite shows. And Kirk Fox has been on Parks and Rec a bunch. So we immediately changed where everyone was sitting and tried to keep Kirk off to the side so he wouldn't be in direct eye line. And he never put it together. But I was like, even in court, when they're sitting there for 4 hours, we can't have him just be able to look at.
Daydreaming, yeah.
Yes, and it became a huge concern that we were going to blow it just with Kirk.
I thought Kirk Fox too. I said the other ones might be good actors. I'm not familiar.
Recognize them
because everyone. You know who else is really good? Am I rushing? The
no. We have. I love to talk about
because
this
the
show.
premise of everyone's in. There's a jury case about what is it about?
The jury
malpractice.
It's just a sort of random.
A guy screws up a business he works for.
Yeah.
And there's some dirtball that's defendant, I guess. Anyway, so you get put in jury duty. It's always funny when they give their excuses because a lot of people don't. They're all
Everyone's
mic'd,
trying to get
so
out of
they're
jury
trying to
duty.
whisper to each other. I don't want to be in this. What am I going to say? The fucking guy that says I'm a racist is one of the biggest laughs. That's so gold. Do you remember that part? He goes, they go, why can't you be this? He goes, blah, blah. I think he wants to see his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then they say no. And then he just goes, I'm also racist.
Let me ask you a question, Jake. Have you ever been called for jury duty and gotten out of it by being clever?
No,
I did.
No, what'd you do?
It was something about a cop doing something mean to somebody, and they were just interviewing me. I got up to the box and got interviewed. And I said, well, we've all had experiences with police being a little aggressive. And they're going, get out of here.
Oh, that's all you had to say?
Oh, yeah. I was pretty much that fast. But
I say I can tell someone's guilty when I look at them.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, okay, good. I go, that might help here.
We had to work with a lot of lawyers prepping for jury duty, and I heard that actually so many people want to get out of jury duty. Everyone's trying to get out.
Right.
That one of the best ways to get out is actually to be really into jury duty. Like, oh, I can't wait to get in there. Dude, yeah, I know who's guilty right away. No. I'm the guy who's going to tell you what's up. I'm ready to be on this.
The
Put me on.
know-it-all.
I know.
And they're like, get rid of this guy.
Oh, yeah, that's great. They don't want any angle at all. Just blase.
Yeah.
Just so that our listeners understand this. So Jake is directing, and you have your producers, and you're in a control room somewhere, and you're watching this on a bunch of cameras, and you have Ronald, the non-actor.
Right.
And the whole premise is ruined if he ever just goes, fuck you all, I'm on
This
camera.
is too weird. What is this?
Yeah.
Figured.
So you're
Terrifying.
terrified the entire 3 weeks thinking all this work.
It was so stressful. And it wasn't like things would be going well and you'd still be so stressed that tomorrow it's going to fall apart. In fact, the closer you got to the end, the more stressed you were because you were like, we only have 5 days left. Oh my God, if it falls apart now, we don't have a show. So like the better it went, the more stressful it was somehow. It's the only experience I've ever had.
Do you remember
like
this
that.
part? Of course you do. When the
Do you remember one time
the bailiff calls the juror by her real name,
real
Cassandra.
name, not the actress.
And I think she says it twice. And
We don't
who
have
of
a
all
Cassandra.
fucking people hears it but Ronald? And he
Yep.
goes, she just called her, she just said
We don't have a
Cassandra.
Cassandra
There's no
here.
Cassandra. The guy's
But we
like,
were like, it's over.
yeah, and
It's
he's like, the
over
other
right
guy
now.
was cool. He goes, there's no Cassandra. What are they talking about? You know?
But the way you stacked it, like it was like boiling a frog. That's an analogy.
Yeah, it's like boiling a
That's the way
frog.
to
It
put it
got
as well.
more and more absurd when the guy was on testifying about masturbating in a theater to the science fiction.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the other actors are going to Ronald, the non-actor, going, "That's not even sexy. That
Sexy.
movie, I would never." What is he? What is he? So a lot of this, it's just the theater of absurd kept ratcheting up.
But it was true. It was little by little. And actually, the biggest worry I had doing it was because at the end of the day, I was into the experiment of it, right? Like, can we pull this off, and can we do it in a positive way for this guy? But also, then there's a part of me that's like, but it's also got to be funny. And it was actually those first days where you're not trying to push it too much because you don't want to scare him off.
Yeah.
But you're still trying to go like, but where are
Where's
our
the funny?
laughs? Where's our jokes? So I think those first 2 episodes, those first couple of days were the toughest. Were the most like, well, we made it through, but did we get enough laughs? And thankfully it was, I think, as long as the audience is on board, and that's why we were so concerned about like, do you know what's going on right away? He's a real person. Everyone else is an
Right,
actor.
right.
Let's explain that. Because as soon as you're on board with that, even the little moments, people are invested and they can be laughs. And so that was like a pleasant
And the
surprise.
audience
to
is
get it.
nervous also. You know what? The first thing that, Dana, this is one of the, not the first, but this is one of the ones that really benefited from TikTok and clips and stuff.
TikTok
Because-
blew it up.
Because TikTok, the first one I
Oh, you
saw
took
was
clips and
the actress who you know her name, and I can't remember it. You'll tell me in a second. She was the brand ambassador.
Oh, Lisa Gilroy.
And she was
Amazing.
fucking hysterical. And everyone was like, is this a real person? And they show her whole speech on TikTok. It's very funny. And that got me to go, what is that?
And how long was it
Piqued your
on
interest.
TikTok? What was the length?
I don't.
About.
Well,
Was it
what
2
happened
minutes?
was
Probably.
the weekend we came out, people started recording their laptop screens and uploading it to TikTok.
Oh, that's smart.
We didn't put it on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
So it was
That's
very
awesome.
organic. And then
Yeah.
so people were like, I can't believe the show, and uploading it. And we had a call the following Monday, like, how's it doing? And the marketing team was like, well, it blew up on TikTok. It like the video clips got 50 million views this weekend, and then it just exploded from there. I think it
Wow.
got like over 500 million
I kept
video
hearing
views,
about it, just-
and then people would tell people. and
Yeah.
that's my favorite part actually is going like, oh, how did you hear about it? Because it was not a marketing campaign that anyone heard about it. It was
Complete
all
word
word
of
of
mouth.
mouth,
So
which
hard
is so
to get.
fun.
It's so hard
and
to
then,
have it
and
happen.
then
Yeah, I've
if
never been a part of
if the
anything like
audience just doesn't feel pushed toward it.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah,
the
they
initial audience
discover it.
got to discover it.
Yeah.
Like I had people telling me, this woman who cuts my hair, it's a super cool show. You got to watch this show.
Yeah, Rosie
You're-
told me about it.
Yeah,
She watched
yeah.
the whole thing when she said
I knew I had a friend from high school, let me know. She was like, hey, my mom group was telling me about the show I got to watch. And I remember you posting something about it maybe. So if you were involved in that, congrats. And I was like, oh, if we made it to mom groups in Illinois, we're doing okay. Like I had not
Facebook.
experienced something like that.
I just want to, I'm sure you've talked about this in interviews and stuff, but it felt like when I was watching it, the first time I thought, okay, they've gone too far. And that was the guy with the chair pants.
Chair pants.
Chair pants.
Huge
with
swing.
David, who plays Todd.
David Brown.
Because they're all so
genius.
brilliant. I mean, everyone is
By the
so...
way, our entire cast, please, let's give them all the jobs ever in this town. They're so
Do
talented.
you know their names and their character names? Because it's a big cast.
It's very hard. Well, to be honest with you, we went character name only while filming.
Oh, okay.
Because we didn't want to confuse and have someone slip. You know what I mean? So for the first name I often think of is the character name because for months we
The
only
Sean
spoke
He
Penn.
character
played
names.
Jeannie. Ron played Ken.
These are good notes.
I
These
read
are good
some
notes.
some down.
I was worried because when I started watching, I'm like, don't swing too hard. I was like, don't fuck this up.
Yes.
Because if someone fell off the ladder, remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Did you see chair pants?
I didn't get
So
to
the
chair
guy
pants.
comes in. There weren't going to be enough chairs.
David's seen the trailer for the show.
No, but he
I saw a
attaches
super
these,
long TikTok.
these things. How do you describe?
Might have
them?
been 3 minutes.
He basically strapped some crutches to his butt
Yeah.
and said, this is my
And called them chair
exoskeleton
pants.
and I can
Yeah.
sit anywhere now.
Yeah.
And then he tried to bring it into, and that was another day where we're like, okay, this could all go away today. Let's see
Yes.
how it goes.
It wasn't that burnout that looks like me that was his next door neighbor. They got the blonde hair.
Yes, him.
Yeah, he
Yes.
played it
Supposed to
so
scare
real.
him.
And he was
Yes.
set
He was
up as an eccentric.
Supposed to make him uncomfortable at
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
but Ronald just welcomed him right away.
Yeah.
In fact, Chair Pants, the day he
when we shot pants.
displayed the chants, as we call them, Ronald just walked right by him, didn't even say anything. Just like, cool, yep, sitting on crutches, and no reaction. And we're like, do we have to push Chair Pants more? Like, whoa. He kept surprising us in that way. The one bit we had is we were actually ready. This is an example of how we pulled back to not blow it. On Chair Pants Day, he's in court, and then the judge starts yelling at him, what are you wearing? Why can't you sit down? You got to sit down in the juror
So that
box.
helped.
But that helped. But what we had ready was we were going to have the judge go like, would you say this is a medical device? Do you need this? And he was going to kind of go, well, yeah, technically it's for my body. And he was going to go, well, I can't argue with that. And we had a maintenance guy ready with a wrench to come in and remove a juror chair from the box and remove the chair so he could sit in Chair Pants all day. And literally we're watching going, I think we're pushing it too far. Like he's getting a little like pull back. No. So, that's kind of like on the fly. We would decide how far to push it, be watching his reactions and then go, okay, never mind. Don't go to that level.
Did
Bring
you
it back.
or any of your co-producers ever go nose to nose in the control room? You are going to fuck this project up, mister. I mean, did anything ever get that? Or did you sort of all agree? We're going too far.
We had such a good team. And, we were all in the writer's room and producing it together. It was a long journey. The people that were there, Cody Heller, our showrunner, Nick Hatton, our producer, and Andrew Weinberg, one of our writers and executive producers. It was kind of like us four every day in that control room.
Mm-hmm.
And we had all been prepping it in the writer's room as well. And so we were kind of on the same page. And luckily, no, it never got to that. If anything, it was pull back, and we'd all kind of pull back because we were so nervous about losing it. And then when someone would go like, maybe we push it a little bit,
Right.
and you're like, okay, push it a
The
little
more
bit.
mundane.
Okay, do you
the
have
better.
your top 1, 2, or 3 most pushed? I mean, maybe it was the jumping on the bed sex.
I think,
thing?
yeah, you're kind of covering it. Chair Pants,
Chair
I think, was a
Pants,
huge push.
CP.
And then what do you call
soaking,
that?
Soaking. Trying
All
to
right.
get the Mormon sex rumor
Grotesque.
of
The
soaking.
James Marsden would jump up and down the bed at a certain cadence.
Yeah, will you
so
please
that he
come?
wouldn't be responsible for his own orgasm, kind of.
Yeah, I
God
think
wouldn't.
there was something going around Twitter at the time saying
Too much.
saying
Or not enough.
if the car's in the garage, I'm not technically having sex if someone else is putting the motion in there. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so we played that in front of Ronald, our guy. And again,
Nothing.
he's just the sweetest guy. He doesn't want to call someone out and be a jerk, What we realized actually is we were so worried about pushing it. We realized afterwards that after day 3 or 4, we actually could have gone way harder because you get to a point where for someone to go, wait, this isn't real, they would have to think back and go, that means the last week of my life wasn't real.
so
And these are
weird.
actors. That is such a foreign thought. Unless you're actually a psychopath or a narcissist, you can't have that thought. So the idea that we're picking a nice guy, a normal guy, we realized, it would have been so hard for him after a certain amount of days to realize what we were doing.
Yeah.
We maybe could have gone harder.
Dude, I hate that. I got punked once, and when everyone in the place applauded, it made me sick. It was like Truman Show. You were like floating, going, so everyone just tricked me. I felt, I don't like pranks like that. I was like horrified by it. And that made me feel like when you see on Instagram and they're usually like mean pranks. You throw a baseball in a guy's face at a store and then you go, hey, who threw that? And it's like, well, that's just to make this guy look like an asshole and you look cool.
Yes.
So those drive me nuts. But this one was so elaborate and so far. I wonder if he ever just thinks that's so weird. He must
I wrote this down. Episode 5.
Let's
There's
see.
a couple of times where Ronald is just standing there going, crazy stuff just keeps happening. man. Crazy stuff.
and you
keeps
guys are all
happening.
tight in the booth going, no, don't figure it out.
Shh, let's go to complete silence. No, he couldn't possibly hear you where you were, obviously.
No, but I mean, we'd be nervous. We were in a courtroom.
Where's the booth? Yeah.
So we found an old courthouse that was decommissioned, right, to shoot in, and for budget cuts. And so there was courtroom number 3 was where the actual case was happening. Courtroom number 1 was what we made into the jury holding area, and the booth was courtroom number 2. So we were right in between the actual courtroom and where they all waited, and so we were very quiet a lot of times, trying not to laugh.
And
too
actors
hard.
would say, oh, I'm going to use the bathroom. And then they go into Video Village, basically.
So they
under
got
control.
their phones when they're in their own rooms, and Ronald doesn't have it.
Yes.
So
yeah.
funny.
They got
They're
their phones
texting
back
each
in.
other.
And I have earbuds in with some of the actors so they can hear me live, and we're giving them notes.
You talk to them.
So one thing that made me laugh, this is kind of dry, but James Marsden playing a parody of a clueless movie star, Shallow, and his whole time he's working on a film. He wants to tell everyone. So
Lone Pine.
Lone Pine is such a perfect, funny, could be real but ridiculous name. That must have just made you laugh every time. You must laugh every time.
I love it.
Lone Pine. We're working on Lone Pine.
Was he hinting that it was like a big director?
Probably.
Yeah. That was from the writer. That was fun in the writer's room. They got to play around with that and write fake scenes for that. Because I mean, the other thing about our show, obviously, the actors do so much improvising, but 80-90% of what you see in the show was scripted. You know what I mean? And it was just about how to get there. How do we get to these lines that you can say?
Come on My Shoulder was scripted?
Maybe she threw that.
Because it's such an abstract thing.
The guy walks by him.
It's a testimonial to the camera,
Mm-hmm.
and she's talking about her plans with Ronald. Not with Ronald.
To corrupt Noah.
Yes, corrupt Noah, yes.
I'm going to let him cry on my shoulder, maybe.
And who played Noah? That guy was great, too.
Mackie Lepper, he's nominated for one of our Emmys for writing one of the episodes. He was one of our writers as well. So that was great because he was in the room and fully understood that, like, he was, he's basically a producer level person in there because he knew all the background. He knew all the bits we cut. He could go back to something so easily. And he's just a really funny stand-up as well.
And who
really
are you nominated against for the Emmy? Like, is there another show like it out there? But you're nominated for against Ted Lasso or something? Or
Ted Lasso. A lot of great shows. Maisel, Lasso,
all the O's.
The Bear, which is obviously great. We did not expect to get. We made this tiny little show that's a crazy experiment, and we did not expect to get nominated. Feels pretty nice, but yeah.
Who was the guy who went to the bathroom? Didn't he say he's going to go whack off? Touches him on the shoulder. He goes, I'm going to whack off.
And then the other one that really was stretching is apparently Marsden pooed very aggressively in a bathroom. And then the guy came in to fix it. And then your hero, Ronald,
took the blame.
So it was me because Marsden said, look, it would get out in the tabloids. It wouldn't look good.
The tabloids.
Saying the tabloids would publish a photo of
normal people think that paparazzi would do that.
Do you finish that scene and go, okay, that's a wrap for today, people? I mean, it's like
to be honest, that was one of the ones that I was like, should we do this? Because we could blow it. Because if Ronald being a nice guy tries to get in there and fix it, like I'll incline,
then he'll know it's not real.
Yeah, because that was actually one of the biggest things for our show compared to a typical show or movie is like we didn't have to be camera real. You're on set for a normal TV show or movie. You might, the wall might be styrofoam or something. Right. It doesn't matter as long as it looks right on camera. But we had to be reality real for this guy who had to believe everything was real life. It was a whole other element of difficulty for the crew.
When he walked into the booth and he looks around when it's over.
Yeah.
And then he sees like the back of sets. It's so fake looking.
Yes.
He's like, oh my, this whole world is like spinning.
It took him a long time, I think, to fully process, as it would anyone, what would happen. But
and that nerve wrack of that maybe he would get upset or something would be.
Well, and we were all in love with him by that point. You know what I mean? So we're like, we really hope we don't hurt him. You know what I mean? But the relationships are real. Like he really did. He's friends with everyone. I was just talking to him yesterday. We all keep in touch. He's a great guy, great head on his shoulders. That's why he's so good in the show.
What was his job?
He had just sold his business. He was like a solar contractor, he was working with like a solar panel cleaning system, I think. Okay. And he had sold that. And this speaks to his character. And he was kind of between jobs. He had just sold his business. And he was like, wow, what are some life experiences I could do that I won't have time for again once I start working again? And he found this ad on Craigslist that said, if you've never served jury duty before and you'd like to be part in an interesting documentary, this could be for you. And he signed up. And I think it's like, that's part of who we're looking for, someone to say yes to things. You know what I mean? And that's, because
he also doesn't want to ruffle feathers and he wants to come in and be good.
Yes.
That helped too, that he thinks he's in a documentary. So he's already used to cameras being around.
Yes. He thought there was like a 5-person crew. He didn't see the other 8 of
the
us.
Hidden cameras.
He saw a very small PBS European serious documentary. In fact, I don't think it's in the final episode. After we wrapped and I finally went out and met him and we were all talking with him and I was doing his final exit interview and he goes, Can I give you guys one suggestion? And we go, yeah. He goes, because we'd explained like you were kind of the moral compass and we wanted to do this live play of crazy characters and situations around you. And he goes, oh, that's really nice, you guys. And can I give you one suggestion? If you were going to cut this together, I just want to say there's a lot of funny things that happen. Maybe you could make it a comedy. And we were like, yeah, sorry. That's most of the boring stuff won't be in there. You know what I mean? We were gearing towards that.
Right.
But he's just like, that's who he is. Just a sweetheart going, I was laughing a lot during some stuff when I would get home at night. You should look at that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
great.
it's interesting because earnestness, going full circle to that word that I think is part of his charm. It's not to do with being a pushover. It's not to do with being not very bright. It's just this spectrum of his personality that is so sincere and also always thinking of the best, because you can't help but think, God, if I was in a situation, would I be
I'd go
that
nuts.
Every time something happened to someone, he basically spun it positive.
He is because he's a very smart guy. Ronald is just a very decent guy, and he gives
So
people the
lucky.
benefit of the doubt. And that's what we were looking for.
You're so lucky
But he
to
was
get
even
pissed or
better than
something.
we could have
What if
hoped.
he got mad at the end? That would just make it.
Oh, we
weird.
were truly terrified of. In fact, you asked what the craziest things we were worried about was.
Yeah.
The reveal became the most terrifying
Yeah.
because
The judge
we had gotten
telling.
through all the big set pieces, and then we were like, now we got to tell him. Like there was part of us like, maybe we should just go a couple more days. We don't want it. We were so nervous about
Yeah.
telling him. That actually became the most scared we were about doing it in the wrong way, telling me in a way that would upset him.
The
How
judge
do
was
we?
being very ginger about it.
Yes.
He did a good job.
We had a long speech. We cut it down in the show, but we really, let's lay this out for
Yeah.
you. Let's do it bit by bit. And we really had to.
And then what got me, and I guess what gets people, meaning kind of teary,
Yeah.
is when the judge says, you've done this and this and this and this, and you are our hero.
Yeah.
And then here's 100,000.
Yeah,
that was-
I mean,
yeah.
that
I
was
was
just
like, give
kind of
this guy
nice.
something.
Yes.
But I mean,
little sugar helps
the
medicine
emotion
go
of that
down.
moment, because I guess he was blushing and just so stunned.
Well, we were so worried. Is he gonna be upset? Is he gonna be happy? Is he
Yeah.
gonna scream? And it's like, no, the reality of someone telling you, hey, every person you've interacted with for the last 3 weeks has been an actor.
Stunning.
You just have to think about that.
Yeah.
What does that
Right.
mean? That is not a normal thing
Yeah,
to react to.
processing
Because
so
in
much.
normal, like hidden camera shows, you maybe push someone for like 2 hours,
Yeah.
3 hours, and go, hey, just kidding. There's your camera here. You immediately go, oh, okay, the last 2
he
hours
could
were
feel
crazy.
deceived. He could feel like
Yeah,
it would probably a lot of emotions, and then but the $100,000 helps.
it helps. But a lot of the conversations behind the scenes between the producers was, how do we do this in a okay way?
And do you think one thing I found interesting, because everyone was so great, and it's
Love them.
it was scripted, but also they had to, when they were around Ronald, be listening and be in the moment in case they had to adjust.
Yes.
So it created this hyperacting. Like, I always tell people, like, if someone came in here, if FedEx guys come here, I don't want to see him anymore. We would all go, let's just tell him we're real busy. We're going to do another hour.
Yeah.
We'd all act perfectly, probably. Because
Yeah.
we wouldn't be trying. We'd be like, oh no, we're just going to be here so just put it, so that whatever that magic is, it didn't seem like real. It was next level kind of acting.
They're all amazing. That was the toughest part of casting and shout out to Susie Ferris, our amazing casting director, but we had to find people that wouldn't break, strong enough to not break, good enough at improv, good enough at choosing their moments. Because we'd say, you got to get to this joke, you got to get to this line, but we don't know exactly when it'll happen. So you got to choose the right moment to jump in and be that good, but not have already been a serious regular on a show that he could recognize you from or something.
Don't push it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
Because
push it.
You get someone pushing, you got to write them in less because you get scared.
And that was our callback process was really fun, because basically to test people, we went to a real focus group center where people, get paid $100 to come in and give your opinion on something. We brought in actors that we were excited about, and we brought in real people, and every group was 5 actors and 5 real people. And the 5 actors didn't know who the other actors were if they didn't know each other. And I gave them a character and a goal and jokes to make. And then it was, let's see how they do with real people, and do they know when to jump in? Do they know how to push it without breaking it? And we needed that for sure to be able to pick the right cast.
And it shows you just, not to go back to the strike or anything, but, talent meets opportunity. And so any of those people could go anywhere they want to go. It's very hard to get a break as an actor in Hollywood and become known and then have leverage and make a really good living. It's so rare.
Yes.
And just to see that brilliant level of performance with all these people that I didn't know who they were.
I'm so proud of all of them. I really am. They're amazing.
And so good on you to foster that. They must love you.
Good job on this. Thank you for talking to us. Dana, do you have anything else you want to tell this guy?
No, I just wanted to shout out to Ronald Gladden that, it's documentable that you are a very good person.
Yes.
He's
the best.
That's nice to have it on film. If you have kids later and they think dad's a jerk, you go, look at this. I didn't even break, So it's a next level revolutionary project. I don't know how someone tries to do this again anytime soon.
I don't either.
It's so unique in the form of candid camera or the whole heritage of hidden cameras. You guys took it to a whole nother level.
You can do it. It's tricky, but you could, it is trickier the second time.
Yeah, I think we'll have to find a new setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone wants to sign up to do a show.
Jake Zemansky, sorry. The Polish Jake Zemansky has been our guest today. David Spade has been David Spade.
Thanks for coming into the dungeon.
Thanks for having me in, guys. Appreciate it.
Really enjoyed it.
Jury duty, everyone. This has been a podcast presentation of Cadence 13. Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes. Available now for free wherever you get your podcast.
No joke, folks. Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13, executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment.
The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman with production and engineering support from Serena Regan and Chris Basil of Cadence 13. Coming up next, James Austin Johnson. But first, a lot of words from our sponsor. Dana,
David,
we did our first live show in beautiful Austin, Texas.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. We actually did our podcast live for an audience.
Yeah, it was really fun. When in Texas, I always stop by Jersey Mike's. No, this isn't an ad, but sometimes I go to Jersey Mike's. But if I have a date and it's too casual, they have a new one next door, the nicer version, Jersey Michael's.
Like Lorne Michaels?
Yeah, it's like a 2-star. In case you want to up it a notch.
Jersey Mike's is where you get all your good stuff.
I've heard about it.
We had James Austin Johnson in Austin.
And he was great. He's a present cast member on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And
does Biden and Trump and other things,
and he's in a lot of sketches.
Does a tremendous Trump. Many people, terrific. I'm telling you, many people are saying, excuse me, excuse me.
I wasn't interrupting.
A lot of people. He was awesome, and we break down his impression of Trump very specifically. And what he did with it, right?
We talk about SNL, going to the after parties, live audiences. The live audiences was actually way more fun than I thought because I thought it would be kind of quiet, but they were such a fucking great crowd. They got into everything. They were listening to everything.
They were really into it. It's amazing.
They listened to you a little bit. They listened to me a lot.
They were a little quiet, but it's at points. But
and then he was great, and we did a big Q&A at the end, a big fucking fat Q&A. No net.
Yeah.
No rules.
No rules. Just ad-libbing. I fell asleep twice during it. But my eyes were open. No, it was an hour and a half. I came in. I got up at 5. I flew a long way. I was kind of low energy. Let me tell you something. You're going to be happy. Like you wouldn't believe. This is one of the best podcasts we've ever done. No,
it wound up being a great one. It was a great one.
He's just a young man. I hate it when you get old and you go, this kid, he's like 47, he's like 32. He's in the clubs. He's going along. He did a Instagram thing. And then suddenly he's on SNL and his wife has a baby.
Yeah.
I mean, what a life turn. And he's killing it on the show. And he's just a nice backstage. We got into, I'm not calling it a brawl, but there was some physicality.
Yeah.
Remember you held down James?
We had to keep the two camps apart. Dana's camp,
right,
and James's team. Do you have a team or a camp?
I don't have anybody. I don't have a Heather.
Dana just walked out like Biden backstage. Hello? Is this the show?
I don't like show business.
No, you're at Saddle Ranch. You're way off.
Come on. I never did that. That's Pirates of the Caribbean, what they said. You know, people are the pirates.
Biden just gave a speech. He's like, did they ever find out about Johnny Depp and the poop? And they're like, sir, can you stay on
It's your
focus?
wife. You know, poop on the bed and the pirates. Come on. I can do this.
Anyway, James, he's a stand-up. I watched his stand-up. I asked him about his stand-up questions. I asked him about how he came up with them. I read some of his jokes.
He's an actor. He's a stand-up. Yeah. And
we had a great time.
We had a great time. And James, if you're seeing this, we love you, man.
James,
sorry. That's just good to on the stage.
Sorry we made you pay for our valet. I don't bring any cash when I go on the road.
We were at the Four Seasons. He was at the Lucky Eight.
I was at the Five Seasons.
Five Seasons?
Better,
that's more than one.
It has Indian summer.
Yeah, they had Tito's in the bar. I don't drink that flavor.
Every time I was home and I go to my mom, do you have Tito's if I come to your house? Because I'm a little bit of a boozy Susie. And she goes, oh, I don't know if we have Cheetos. I know we have Cheez-Its. That's close. I go, where are you getting Cheetos? Oh, from Tito's. And then I said it again at dinner. I go, did you get any Tito's? She goes, we don't have Cheetos. I told you. I go, Mom, I'm 2 feet away. Why are you still getting Cheetos from this? And you know I already said Tito's once.
Cheetos and Tito's. One is a flavorful, salty orange snack.
Yeah.
And the other is
booze.
Mexican booze. I know someone whose mom, they go for a car trip and his mom's like 85 and she always wants a case of Bud Light for the car trip. She's like 85.
She's a grandma on
Bud Lights all the way up. Yeah. But
anyway,
your mom's
James,
adorable. Remember
she's so adorable. She loves you.
I love her.
She likes you more than me. Oh, where's Dana? He's so funny.
So those texts were real that I'm getting?
Yeah, at midnight.
Really? From Spudley's mom? I wish you were my son.
She starts with, you up?
Oh, I always just say hello.
What up,
when I
church
text.
lady? I go, I text like a rapper. I go, yo, yo, yo. But it's like Morse code. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo.
Yeah, bro.
Bro.
Yeah, yo, bro. That's kind of...
Yo, yo. Do you have a yo-yo?
So because it was a live podcast, we decided to do a little stand-up up front. And from my side of it, I hadn't done a lot of stand-up because of the pandemic. You've heard of it, COVID. And so I just did my Texas bits. So you'll hear 3 of those because those are 3 impressions that I did. Texans. And it's a local stand-up trick to kind of do local stuff. They went crazy, David.
I did a little bit of a grab bag just to get them settled in, introduce us, and then we went right to the meat and potatoes.
David's stand-up is really sharp right now. And you have a Netflix special coming out, right?
26th, which will be either 2 weeks from now or 3 days ago, depending on when this airs.
And everyone has an N95 mask in the audience?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you could have waited 6 weeks? I'm just saying, bro.
I mean, bro.
Yo.
It's like
6 weeks later, you got fresh face.
And they weren't clapping either because they had them in straight jackets.
No, they were drenched in sweat and asphyxiated. Bronchial spasm. No one can watch a special in an N95. You got to get an N92. I know where to get them. I know how to get it. You're going to be happy. Many people are saying it. But it'll be interesting to watch your special. Were there audience shots? With people with the N95s?
No, we had to borrow some from the Academy Awards 5 years ago where people are applauding.
On my special, we just had Will Smith's face as laughing in the audience.
The giggle before the Armageddon.
What are you talking about?
All right, here he is. James Austin Johnson. Well. Nice. They're filing in. I busted out the V-neck special. It's good to see everyone. This place is beautiful. My God. I haven't been in Austin since the 2 summers ago for the Humidity Festival. Yeah! The Humidity Festival. I'm not going to explain them all, guys. It's going to keep moving like a train. Jesus, Dana. They played Zeppelin. You remember Zeppelin, don't you? Some people do not. It's a tragedy. I was out with a bunch of young people, and that song came on. I go, yeah, Zepp, and they go, Zeppelin. No, I go, you don't know who Led Zeppelin is, and she goes, dude, I don't know who Maroon 5 is. All right, I'm young and you're old. Is there a problem? I go, no, get your edamame, whatever. No, it's nice to see people. Thank you, whoever made it down. I appreciate it. We want to have a good time. It's very nice. I know there's a lot to choose from. Actually, I saw Tim Dillon last night. He's great. It's always a lot of fun here in Austin. If you could sit the fuck down. And no, I'm so appreciative. Sit up. And because I played parking lot shows for 2 years. It was very tough. Honestly, I would play drive-in theater. They'd have 500 cars, and it was horrible. First of all, it was dead silent. I didn't realize that people were inside the car. I didn't think ahead. It was dead silent. And then, and I'm trying to have fun with it going, hey, where my Camrys at? I'm trying to like loosen up. And then about 30 minutes later, I hear, meep, meep. Hey, this Geo Prism knows what I'm talking about. It's embarrassing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go off. I'm going to bring Dana out, and he's going to talk to you, and then we're going to both come out. So I'll see you in 2 minutes. Here you go. Dana Carvey, everybody.
No, sorry. I'm closer in age to Biden than I am any other president I've ever done. So I know he has tight hip flexors. Yeah, we're chilling. Let's do the matter. Gotta do this thing. It's hi. I said Pirates of the Caribbean. Come on. So my name is still on top. Fuck. Awesome. That means a lot. I haven't done stand-up in 17 years, so this is a little rusty for me. I owe everything to Texas, and I'll explain that. My entire career is based on Texas. And I'm not kidding. George Bush Sr., Texas. Ross Perot, Texas. George Bush Jr., Texas. George Bush Sr., that was the innocent time of political comedy. Gotta do it, education, talking like this, going out there. I didn't know what he thought about my impression. There was no Twitter. He could have, if it was today, he'd be at home going, Dana Garney, doing that impression of me again. Waving his arms around like a spastic monkey. Hashtag dick. Could have been. Ross Perot, do you remember him? Anyone over 50? He was a gift from God. He was so naturally funny. Can I finish one time? Can I finish one time? There was a bit of James Brown to him. Can I finish one time? Can I finish? You're not listening. Can I finish one time? Then we got W, the third Texan. That was a happy frat boy. He was just fun. He would tell jokes. They were funny. 2 Irishmen walk out of a bar. It could happen. He was the only one who could have debated Trump because he had that light on his feet kind of thing. Hey, Trump, who does your hair? Stupid cuts. That joke's so good, I'm going for a little ride. So before we light the candle, I just wanted to, because people always ask me, we're having fun doing this podcast. We get to see our friends and we get to talk to them about this seminal moment in their lives of being on this crazy, intense show that just won't quit. It goes on and on. And I think one of my singular famous encounters and one of my favorite moments, it's very quick, but when you're on Saturday Night Live, these things happen to you. I was at the party after the show. I'm with Neil Young. We're having a few glasses, Neil Young, super fan. We're having a glass of wine, I'm having a beer, and we're talking. And he looks up, and he sees Chris Farley, and he just says like this, "That fat kid's funnier than shit."
Oh, dude. Oh, well, we'll tell him when you get out. Introduce your boy, and then we'll tell a stupid story.
Okay, here's a kindred spirit, my brother from another mother, the brilliant impressionist and comedian who just came out of nowhere, and he's with us tonight. We're going to find out. We're going to get underneath the hood. And James Austin Johnson!
Yeah! Oh, there he is.
Y'all started looking that way, so I did a big loop. I was over there, and
I didn't know what was going on.
Hey, this is cool. Let's just have a casual conversation with all these people looking at us.
We'll see how it goes.
oh, just people.
James, we heard backstage you're getting so famous you're going to add a name to your name. So
Yeah.
Are you looking for 4 or 5
Do you get
names?
teased about your name? Because I heard you're playing in Florida and you're being introduced as James Fort Lauderdale Johnson.
Yeah, the name. A lot of people don't know this is that the name changes based on the cities that I perform in. Last
Very
week.
chameleon.
Okay, what?
Something hilarious. What's a hilarious city name? You name it, and that's how
Winnemucca.
yeah, James Winnemucca Johnson. I was born James Nashville Johnson. I'm from Tennessee. So.
Smart.
What's your middle name, David?
I don't know. Let's go to the phones.
Let's go to the phone, Spade.
No, it's Wayne. David Wayne.
David Wayne? No, your real middle name. That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Hey, it's a fly. You guys.
By the way, James, and just forget Dana's here. Talk to me. But when I flew here, this is a mildly funny story about a 2 out of 10. So I was on.
Thanks for the warning.
I was on Southwest, and what happened was, we're on there, and halfway through, they're like, because I go, do they have any food? And they're like so offended I would even ask. I go, is it steak or chicken? They're like, oh, do you remember when they had food on planes? I go, I know, it's stupid. But she goes, we have 5 bags of peanuts left. Halfway through the flight, we're going to shoot them out with a T-shirt gun. But she goes, so look alive, heads up. But then, about 10 minutes before we landed, she goes, we have an announcement. And she came in the middle of the aisle, for real. She goes, you guys, we have an announcement. And she goes, no more masks, and threw it. And then everyone cheered. And then she pulled out a garbage bag, and everyone went, yeah. And then we go, oh, wait, we need them in the airport. But we were so excited, I thought it was a joke.
I had a drunk woman next to me on the way out. She goes, no more masks and no more bras.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I just made that up.
Oh man.
That's a planned, cute bit. When's your special come out?
26.
Okay, mine was an ad lib. Here's what I do. It's a 9 a.m. flight. James, we'll talk about. We both have a terrible fear of flying.
Well, I'm working on mine, and I feel like with cognitive behavioral therapy, I've really come a long way, Dana. I encourage it for you as well. I think that just exposure could be a boon for both of us.
It's never totally. I'm better at it, but it's a 10 a.m. flight. Everyone's having hot coffee, and I'd say, "Could I have a beer?" And they go, okay. And then later on they go, would you like another? And I pretend it's their idea. Oh, really? Oh, all right.
It's only special
beer, but I only had 2 beers on a 2-hour flight.
I had 1 wine on my 3.5-hour flight, and that's a big deal because normally I have 4 or 5 bottles on the flight.
I have to fly sober. I mean, I can't. To get completely fearless would take a quart of vodka, and I can't afford that. I only drink light beer. But did you have therapy about it?
I remember talking to my therapist about the flight anxiety thing. I was like, what if I get that was like my excuse for not trying hard at comedy was like, what if I get successful? I have to fly all the time. I'm afraid of flying. And the truth was, I just wasn't a very good comic at the time, so no one was going to be hiring me to fly anywhere at the moment.
I asked my therapist about flying, and she goes, "Oh, it's the worst. Oh, it's the worst. I hate it." That was my.
That was her answer.
Yeah. That was her answer. I'm terrible. Oh yeah. Oh God, me too.
Oh, so you can't help me at all. Great. All right. Very good.
So let's circle around to James Austin Johnson.
Let's get back to him for a minute.
Yeah, sure.
I don't really know where to start. If you'd like to go through when you first started doing stand-up,
sure.
I mean, it's kind of an interesting trajectory that you took.
So in like drama classes in middle school, I memorized like 8 minutes of this comic, this clean comic, whose first album was called Rebel Without a Curse. So you know what you're getting. Brad Stein. This guy, Brad Stein. And I memorized like, stuff about airbags. It was 90s stand-up comedy. And I just memorized like 8 minutes of it. And then as like a 13-year-old or whatever, I would be going to these monologue competitions in empty public schools at 7 p.m. at night while a sullen volunteer listens to me do 7 minutes of someone else's stand-up comedy.
Well, wait a minute. Monologue competitions at empty public schools at night.
Yep.
Okay.
And you would, because I used to memorize Steve Martin. I get that. You'd find lock into. I didn't want to be a comedian, but I loved comedy like most kids.
Yeah.
Memorized Steve Martin. I had listened to George Carlin. There was some back then. So it was really, I took pride in knowing that stuff. So I get what you're saying.
Well, that's really great source material. I don't know if I can honor the source. The source material I was cribbing from wasn't one of the greats,
Steve Martin.
necessarily.
Did you have an ear before that, like when you were 7 or 8 or 9?
Oh, yeah.
Did you notice? So was it birds or people, or what were you doing?
Well, I'm the youngest in my family, and I grew up in a very sort of conservative Christian environment, and all of life was sort of oriented around my very important and powerful pastor grandfathers. Like my dad's dad was a very important pastor in our church, in the global church of the Nazarene. That's the denomination I came from. And then my mom's dad was a college president of a Nazarene college. So I was just always competing for attention from people who were 60 years, 70, 80, 90 years older than me.
Church rock stars.
Church rock stars.
Interesting.
Were you in a church town? Were you in a church?
Yeah, Nashville is very, very, very
It
churchy.
is?
Yeah, you even a lot of people in Nashville.
I was there. It didn't seem like it at first glance.
You were at the Hedonist Hut downtown having a cocktail.
Hold on, David.
I was at Kid Rock's country shit show bar, and it didn't seem like.
David, are you? Sorry, hold on for a moment. Are you suggesting there might be a level of hypocrisy among conservative Christian environments?
I don't know.
I just remember learning, whether if it was. I remember learning Daryl Hammond's Al Gore, not knowing anything about politics.
Oh wow.
And just repeating that for adults at church, and then flipping out that a child is doing lockbox or whatever.
I happened to do it tonight because it was just available.
Yeah.
But you must have a handle on Tennessee.
You look a little like Al Gore.
Al Gore, well, a YouTube commenter said Wayne Gretzky the other night, and I didn't feel very good about that.
Wayne Gretzky?
That's not bad. He's a stud.
He's a sexy guy, right?
Yeah. Way sexier.
Yeah.
Let me rank who's sexy of the men. No, go ahead. But were you always, we're jumping around, but.
That's okay.
Did you go into stand-up mostly to do impressions, or were you just a straight stand-up that stumbled into it?
No, I mean, the impressions was just something fun that I would do sometimes with friends, but soon after doing those monologue competitions and stuff, my dad was like, hey, do you want to fill time at this event at the college? And I did that. I was just I was 14, and I said, I'm going to do my own stuff. And an hour before the show, I wrote a set. I just wrote it. I had no clue how to do stand-up. And the first 2 times I did stand-up at 14, I did great. And then every time until I was maybe 23 was an absolute shit show.
Yeah, that happened to me. The first one, hey, I got this. Yeah. And then 2 years of bombing.
Did you go up with anything you knew what you were going to do, Dana? Or what did you do?
I had, these are 70s classics. I had a Captain Kirk bit.
Fuck yeah. Right down the middle.
Right down the middle. I had, the only thing that saved me, and I'm going to ask you if you had a fail-safe, was Jimmy Stewart as a waiter. Even in a bar with Hell's Angels throwing beer at me, that would always kill. And it was the only impression I really could do.
Go ahead.
It was Jimmy Stewart. Should I do it?
Of course.
You need me to... You need one of us to guide you in?
I'm not proud of it. It's just my love of Jimmy Stewart was so extreme. I wanted to learn to do him. So... No, it's called a tease. My point is
ramping
this.
Up.
I was driving around the peninsula near San Francisco in a Volkswagen Bug with my stoned out friends. I'm 21, and
all of a sudden, and I don't know if this has happened to you, but all of a sudden it kind of hit me. I mean, literally, all of a sudden, I could do Jimmy Stewart. And this is not a bit. There was a Jack in the Box. I had my friends go in. I went through the drive-through to see if it would work. This is an absolute story, real time. We take your order, please? I said, yeah. I'll have a jumbo jack and cheese. But then later on, it was a bit, and he's just a waiter. Can I take your order? Well, we're not ready yet. Well, I got 10 other tables. What am I, a dancing monkey? Well, we want to know the specials. I told you the specials 10 minutes ago. What? Well, fuck you two.
Oh, no.
That was the fail-safe in the bars. Did you have a bit that would always work?
Oh yeah, I mean the thing that I always dig out is this. I do this long setup, especially if I've already been tanking. I do this a lot at colleges where like if it's already like silent.
Can't imagine.
Like anytime I talk during this podcast. If it's like been silent, I will start telling this long story about like, well, I didn't want to be a comedian. I wanted to be a recording engineer, and then I have this line that I say over and over. I know it's not the funniest part of the show. I know it's a little indulgent, but you know what? It's a piece of my
process.
life. No, that's the line.
Yeah.
That's the line that I say over and over. I know it's not the funniest part of the show. I know it's a little self-indulgent, but you know what? It's a piece of my life, and I like to share it with you. And I end up saying that like 9 times, and hopefully the smart people realize that I'm setting up a big dumb bit.
Let's hear it.
But I'm just like, did you guys know that the Eagles are Scottish? The band, the Eagles, are Scottish. I used to work in the studio in Scotland, and kept seeing the Eagles on the wall all the time. And I was like, hey, why are the Eagles always recording here? And you know, my supervisor, I know it's not the funniest part of the show. Maybe it's a little self-indulgent, but you know, it's a piece of my life, and I like to share it. And
This is what this podcast is about.
That's all it is. All me doing is Dana do his talk, and then
my supervisor said, did you know the Eagles are actually Scottish? And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. He's like, yeah, they changed their voices in post-production to make them sound like they're from California. It was a big marketing thing. And, and before I go, I just tell you, what's a famous Eagles song, and I'll tell you what it was like to hear the original cut. You know, I got to hear all the original demos. So
Hotel California.
Hotel California was really interesting. Hotel California has a really interesting story behind it. Hotel California is kind of like, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place. Such a lovely face. So I do like 5 Eagles songs, and then I say, did you know that any song is Scottish? Every song ever recorded, any song was originally Scottish. Did you know that that's true? And I just wait till people start shouting, Party in the USA, Miley Cyrus, or something like that. Any song.
give it to us. Freebird.
I'm as free as a bird now! Like, by the end of it, my voice is thrashed, and then I can't do my job in New York City anymore. And
It's impressive because I see you here kind of laid back, and then when I see that come out of you, it's like, okay, that's coming from someplace. It's hard to yell that loud, but we'll get to your trumpet.
Now, Dana, I saw this young gentleman do stand-up at a place called YouTube today, and but you were on a big show called Hot Tub. I don't know what that is exactly, but
it's in East Hollywood.
You've done a lot of acting.
Oh, is that a club?
It's Hot Tub is like a show that started in New York. It's hosted by Kurt Braunohler and Kristen Schaal. You probably know Kristen Schaal.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But they host that every Monday at the Virgil in East Hollywood in Silver Lake.
Okay, so I saw a clip of you on there, and we're going to go over some of your jokes.
Okay. This is terrifying.
Oh, this is interesting.
I hit up Dana today. I said, I think these are pretty funny. You said Stevie Wonder. There's a song where he talks about how pretty the women are, and you go, why would Stevie Wonder care if they were pretty? And then you say, because he's married. And I thought that was a good misdirect joke.
Yeah, I saw that.
Thank you.
That's a good joke.
Thank you.
I didn't see it coming, and then you talk. No, you don't. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. That's not what I meant. And you said you had some religious jokes. You said, I go to church. I go to off-season church, which is a funny term. So that means not the big holidays. You have to go in the dead parts in the middle.
Yeah.
Where it's a real church.
The red shirt church, scrimmages. Yeah.
And I like you watch Inception. You watch movies with your mom and she talks. She has questions the whole time just for you.
Yeah.
And wants answers from you during movies. And then you pick Inception, which is funny because it's like the hardest movie to follow.
Yeah.
And then all your mom says is, "Are you gay?"
Yeah, that's her question.
That's her question the whole movie.
These are great jokes. It's killing.
Those are great jokes. I'm telling them, and they're working because they're great. You did a great job. And they're just funny thoughts, I think. And you were a bit of a Bible thumper. Was that always your whole life? Because some of your jokes, any of them R-rated? Are any of your jokes dirty?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, now they are? But they started not.
No, I was only like a teen Christian comedian. I was only concerned about the like clean Christian comedy until I was maybe like 17 or 18. And then from then on, I wanted to be accepted by the wider world.
And you said, we're going to talk for a few minutes about Poontang.
No, I
changed gears here.
I don't get that rough. I don't know. It's because you want to appeal to as many people as possible, right?
Also, you have a look, you have a feel that I have this too a little bit, not as much, but you sort of cemented your brand of comedy, and they buy a certain type from you. And I think I was on TV for a long time, and not a lot of people knew I did stand up, so they knew me from PG-13 TV shows and movies. And so if I went too far beyond that, they would quiet down. So I had to feel it out like a boxer where they didn't want it too rough from me. And I think Dana's kind of like that too. You're not that dirty.
Well, I think on Saturday Night Live, you have some parameters. You have a censor guy, and so you're limited, which is kind of nice. You like to have some boundaries of what you can do because then you have to get more clever. I mean, Seinfeld famously had a joke that had an F-bomb in it, and he worked for like 3 years in a room to like make it just as funny without the F-bomb.
Right.
But I said fuck a lot tonight because I hadn't done stand-up in a while. If I do a lot of stand-up, those F-bombs go way down because I'm not as jumpy. So sorry about that.
It is funny to be like at a table read and watch like one line in a sketch be like, like there was one thing where Bowen and 80 were doing their pop group thing. This is like this Glitter Revolution.
Yeah.
And they have like a catchphrase at the end of their little like pop group song about Costco or whatever. And their catchphrase for this one was "Pussies to the sky." And you're like watching Lorne being like reacting of like, they're not going to say that on the television. And then, you get there and you watch it at Dress and it's holes to the sky. So I've been hearing hole a lot. On SNL.
Almost grosser.
It is grosser. It's more disturbing.
Yeah, they do that with censorship. They give you a different word that's more sickening and more offensive.
Yeah, it is. Just let them say the gross word because the alternatives are so
I had
terrifying.
that with Church Lady, which I've talked about before. But I couldn't say. They said that she can't say penis that much, so I had to swap out penis and then do something like that. And it was kind of like your naughty, throbbing, engorged loaf is willing and ready. It was way more pornographic.
Red-headed meat missile.
Yes. Throbbing and willing. It's like, so they go, that's terrific.
Yeah, good.
Great.
You fixed that problem.
No more penis. Welcome to Throbbing Oregon.
I guess we should ask this guy when the SNL, because we want to get to SNL stuff.
Sure,
but when you all the basic stuff, you're on the road doing stand up. Are you a middle? Are you a headliner?
Oh, featuring for like 10 years straight.
I was a middle. That's the act before the headliner. You do about 25 minutes. That's when I got hired too. So, and you were a full headliner.
Wow. Yeah, but I came up early. They were just trying to, can you do 45? I went to a toy store to get bits. I had a trunk like Robin Williams, my idol. I got a guitar because I could fill time. It was they were just building comedy clubs at that time. But so you're a feature act. So take us back. Like, I know you're married and you just had a child.
Yeah.
So before your wife got pregnant, how many months? Yeah.
How
Give it
did
up
you
for
have
my
sex?
son Homer, everyone.
How'd you get her pregnant?
You debut on SNL in early October 2021.
Yeah.
So if you take us back before, you were just married and you were a feature act on the road, right? How many months before you became this superstar? Right.
Oh, I mean, I was featuring pretty regularly, just like flying out to random clubs, like once every 2 or 3 months, like not steady work, but whenever like a buddy would be able to throw me a bone and
Honey, I'm off to Gutbusters. Okay, see you soon.
Yeah,
That's a real one.
yeah, I mean, just some of the,
Gutbusters.
Oh, really? Sir laughs a lot. I play.
Honey, I'm off to sleep in a comedy condo with some grown men smoking Camel Blues indoors and playing Metal Gear Solid. It's such a weird lifestyle, and I in that period when it started to take off for me, that was the height of my plane anxiety and fear, and that kept me from reaching for the stars.
Did fame calm it down a little bit?
Did fame calm it down? So when my wife and I got back together, so she was my first girlfriend ever. Then we broke up for like 5 years, and a lot of my time in LA, I was single, and then we got back together in 2017. And that's when I did JFL in Montreal. I was a new face there, just for laughs,
right.
you know. And, my career started to like take shape, and I was like, oh, I could probably actually do this professionally.
And can I just ask you what, so she was your first love, and then 5 years, and then what made you come back around, do you think, if you could share that with us? It's maybe kind of...
make it as personal as possible.
My wife's Irish Catholic to the core.
Oh, really?
And so I like religious people.
I mean, my wife and I aren't religious. Our families are, though.
Oh,
so we're the like...
You have sex?
We have sex, yes.
She whispered it and said, ask him.
Austin is nasty tonight.
Filthy.
Let's see. We when we got back together, I saw her on Instagram. I saw that she was in LA for a Dolly Parton show, and I thought maybe we'd hook up or something.
Here we go. Hashtag Dolly Parton show. Let's see who's there.
I thought we'd get beers and like make out a little bit or something. Nice. I was like, oh yeah, maybe we'll hook up. That'll be sweet. And then we just like immediately were like engaged like within very, very quickly. It was one of those things where it's like, I'm marrying this person. So when she's studying to be a counselor, her dad is like a counselor, her mom is a counselor, and they sort of helped me adjust to like flying, and like they helped me sort of hook into overcoming my like crippling anxiety with travel and all that stuff, and I'm just good at it now.
How are you
enjoy
with anxiety on Saturday Night Live? Bill Hader, it was just horrible for him.
The crying and sobbing in the bathroom.
Panics.
You knew the bathroom he's talking about, right?
Yeah, I know. I go in there sometimes.
Yeah, the sob chamber.
That's a co-ed bathroom, and I will say that I have anxiety shits sometimes.
Okay, we're gonna go to a quick commercial.
We're gonna do a deep dive on the.
So it's not fun to. It's not fun.
What kind of load are we talking about?
Are we talking loafs?
No, I don't really have anxiety with SNL. It's like it's the only thing. It's like the job that I truly enjoy. Now, am I having fun live? I can't say that I am loose and having fun yet. I am too fearful of not getting the cards right and not getting the camera cut right, and I'm still totally stuck on all that. But the job is super fun. Like it's hearing y'all talk to like Bill about loosening up in your like 4 or 5 seasons in, playing around, like watching Keenan, how he can like grab his card really quick and like go back into the scene. Like I'm just watching the experts do it, and I'm hoping that I'll absorb that soon.
There's nothing like just doing it over and over again. But
exactly.
There's a feel of always wondering if your job is steady and if you're going to get fired. So, which is legit. Everyone does.
I didn't really have that. I got to be honest. I got lucky.
It's true.
I had the church lady the first night
I know
out.
you
so-
came out of the box hot, and I was more just trickling in over time, and it was tougher because they could have cut me and no one would have noticed. That was the hard part. You came out, they would have noticed.
Well, you were my understudy.
Oh yeah, I came in as his understudy, so it was like, we have a good one of that. So do we need the other one? I was literally like,
No, Lauren would say to me,
Fucking
David's
Aaron
always
Rodgers waiting
ready.
for
David's
you."
always ready, Dana. And you'd sit behind me and read through.
and I go, don't blow it, guy. But did you?
You were always funny.
Did you? Oh yeah. When did Lauren call you? No. First of all, you auditioned. And do you audition all stand-up or impressions or both?
Okay, so I was just like a straight stand-up pretty much all my career, and it was really during the pandemic that I started like when I did New Faces in 2017, I did Louis C.K. It's part I did
That's an impression.
I did like spiritual Louis C.K. That was like my closer. Was like, do you ever just have like a moment with the universe or God, or however you define that presence in your life, and you go and it's amazing. You go outside and the sky is blue, and that's enough.
Damn! That's like a magic trick.
It's a magic trick. I do like.
And
To me, it's like a magic trick.
and my daughter's a dick. Yeah.
And you had Louis, and that was your only one.
That was the only. I would just.
Were
like,
you doing it on TikTok? Because I swear
No,
to God,
no.
I thought I saw you. Did you walk around and film yourself doing Trump?
Yeah, so like when the pandemic happened and comedy died in LA, I would just my wife and I were just stuck in our 200-year-old apartment in Glendale in a crumbling rat-infested building.
22 grand a month.
Exactly. Have you seen my bills?
I love them.
And I would just go out on those walks by myself, and that's really where the Trump started to truly take shape. I would try it on stage, and I would do the thing that a lot of people do with Trump, where they just say the crazy things he said.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And half the people were pissed off that I was reminding them that he said crazy shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And the other half of the people were like, you can't talk about Jesus Christ that way. There was like, I could never get the room because half the people were like obsessed with him, and the other half were like, don't even mention Voldemort. So when I stared talking about like wizards and swords and like stuff that makes no sense, that's like, that's when the audience started enjoying the Trump.
Dana, I saw this clown. I was like, maybe it was Instagram, but
Instagram and Twitter.
It popped up, and it was like you're walking, but it didn't seem to match your face. Like the voice, I thought was really Trump, and you were just mouthing along because you were talking very casually, and it was a stream of conscious. You were talking about different things, and it's very hard to be put on the spot and do an impression because. You know, I've done a few in my day, but I see how Dana does it, and there's little hooks you do, like any impressionist. And so, if you can't go to those hooks, because you sort of memorize a bit in your act where you get to hit all the good spots. But like if you're on a radio show and they go, hey, what would he think about this? And you're like, oh shit. Like A, you don't have any jokes about it, and B, you're just trying to talk and match the tones and everything. That's really hard to do, and all the shading. And you were doing it, and I was like, this guy's pretty good. I remember sending it to people, and then when you got SNL, I go, is that same dude that was just walking around the neighborhood?
just walking around.
But it sounded so good that I wasn't really shocked. I just go, I can't believe they found him.
That's, I mean, yeah, I did get lucky. I think it may have been, because I had a podcast called What Things Are What Things, where we just, we would match up what things are what things. Like, what Jackass cast members are what sandwich ingredients. We'd have a guest on, and they'd be like, well, I think Johnny Knoxville is probably roast turkey.
Sure.
And then they explain their answer. And I would always come on as a character. So on this podcast, that's how I got used to like doing an impression for like 10 minutes straight. So that's where I worked on Joe Biden. I did Bob Dylan. I would do Bob Dylan a lot,
What era, Bob? Like recent? Or?
I would do like the Sirius XM theme time radio Bob Dylan. Like the recent
Well, we got another hit by the Ink Spots. Five brothers who love to sing incredible music. And here they are singing Java Jive.
So I would do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then he would spin off talking about his son Jacob Dylan, like,
Oh no, Jacob Dylan doesn't want to hang out with his father for a damn. I said, I want to go to IKEA. Why can't you bring me to IKEA with you? I like to pick up a little pencil. I like to mark down what couches we found affordable. Why won't you go to IKEA with your father, Jacob Dylan?
I'm waiting for that on SNL. That's awesome.
I want to do. We
A
pitched
new
it.
Bob Dylan
Fucking work it
impression.
in.
We pitched it. So
You know,
those.
that time will come. I just feel like right now.
We're just not ready yet.
Yeah, so Dana, you'll do David. David will do Dana.
Oh, yeah. That's Lauren. I was going to say, do you have a Lauren?
I do there's a lot of Lorns that people do, and I think
Sure.
the Lorn that you do, I think, is rooted in the era probably that you met him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And
it's a little deeper now.
he's a little deeper now, and it's like,
Well, it's almost spring. It's almost spring, and people will be going outside.
he's very soft-spoken.
Maybe a good show this week.
Yeah, it would be nice if we did comedy.
Any comedy lined up for read-through?
We're going to have a 2-week break, and it'd be really nice to go home and not have people mad at you.
People ask you about the show, you'll say you enjoyed the show, and you'll be talking about the show, and James will do Dana, and David, you'll do James.
He goes to me,
All right.
David, everyone's going to tell you you're the best person on the show, and you're not.
You're not.
And I go, they do say that. Because all you do is it happens to every cast member that their friends all go, you're the funniest one on the show. And then Lauren regulates and goes,
Yeah.
That's what they tell each cast member. And, and it was kind of a wake-up call, but it was true. It's good to, because I was like, what, everyone? And then I think of everyone as friend, mom, family, dad.
Yeah. Brother, sister. They fucked you, man.
Yeah, you're so good. Why not?
No. I'm going to break down just for my own amusement.
Yeah, sure.
James is awesome Trump, because I think that the way you do it is like free association jazz, and I know you can.
I wanted to say that a podcast clip of mine that I think it caught on with like Seth Meyers and his group of friends, because it was Trump talking about 2000s New York alt comedy. It was like I had been doing Trump.
Do you want to do it a little bit?
Then our guest, Whit Thomas, was like, hey, weren't you a comic back then in the 2000s in New York? And I'd be like, oh, yeah, you know what? It was so wonderful to be with comedy. You know what? With comedy, it was never about the shows. It was never about the shows. It was about the diner afterwards. We loved the diner. And I'd be eating pancakes. Excuse me.
Oh, he's a little tamer back then.
Can I talk, please? She's not giving me any moment to talk. I'm eating pancakes with Patrice O'Neill, and I just can't believe that I get to do this every night. It's so wonderful. Greatest city on earth. You do Gotham, and you do Rafifi, and maybe you'd get a spot at the Boston or something, and a couple dollars in your pocket, and you say, oh, this is a pretty good gig. Made $300 tonight, maybe buy a PlayStation or go to Gap.
There's so much detail in that, and you did the little breath thing, Here, I'll give you
Thank you very much.
I'll read these as myself.
Okay.
Like, these are just Trump things that you've incorporated with free association. I bet you never wrote these down or anything, but I watched your thing. Okay. Frankly, let me tell you, you're going to be seeing a lot of it. I can tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I can tell you. Let me
tell you, frankly.
Okay, let me tell you.
You can read it if you can read those.
Frankly, let me tell you, you're going to be seeing a lot of. Excuse me. I can tell you that. That I can tell you. I can tell you that. when you look at
connector phrase, like, ask me something that so you're going to be a reporter, you're going to ask the real Trump a question he doesn't have an answer to. So I'm just going to not have an answer to it.
Right. So do you think we're going to increase exporting natural gas to Europe?
I mean, when you look at what China's doing in terms of esports, I mean, really, when you look at all of it, if you look at gas, I mean, gas is one thing, but frankly, when you're looking at all the rest of it, I can tell you that, I mean, when you look at what they're doing with, and look at what the Democrats have told us.
Oh, I love it. The way that he can,
Let's do another one.
he'll just spin it off into like his mesmerizing like way of talking in some other
flip
place.
the page. There's more if you want to
see.
I had to write
And it didn't work out so great for some of those people.
And it didn't work out so great for some of those people. I love that one. Man, I mean, we were all listening to his voice for 4.5 hours every day for like 5 years.
You're the one who put it all together, you know, and then you made it into this supernatural.
And look at what they're doing.
Let's see.
Look at all of it. Frankly, look at all of it.
Look at all of it.
And people are very disappointed.
Like you wouldn't believe.
A lot of
People are very disappointed, like you wouldn't believe. Like you wouldn't believe.
That's a big one.
There is a level of disappointment that would make your head spin. Frankly, that would make. There's so much disappointment. There's people are angry.
What people? What are they angry about? It never matters.
He always says anybody. He says someone, and a lot of people are saying very bad things about someone.
You're hearing it more and more all the time.
It's all very end run. It's vague and it goes into a corner.
You know what?
Terrible deal, a really bad deal. You're seeing it all over the place. Many people are saying, okay.
You're seeing it all over the place. Many people.
And they're saying we don't want that. We're not people who want that. We're not people. We are going to be doing something very soon. We are going to be doing something about it. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. My favorite was when he was at the rallies during the height of COVID.
Mm-hmm. And he was like, and they can't even tell you what the 19 stands for.
It's literally 2020. It's 2020, and I'm like, context clues, what do you think the 19 probably stands for? The 2019 version of the virus?
I think that was all I had, but...
man.
He does say words like old-fashioned words like terrific and fantastic. Things like your dad says, your grandmother... That aren't the vernacular as much anymore, but he keeps throwing them in there. It's so it reminds you that he's.
Do you
75.
want to do?
Oh yeah, he's 75, and it's the mix of the old-timey language and the old-timey way of thinking and speaking about people. But he's obsessed with something rude that Lady Gaga said about him on a radio show or something.
Lady Gaga was very, very rude.
Not nice.
And she was not nice.
She was not. There's also the kindergartner thing of just like breaking down what would have been a more elegant phrase with another presidential candidate and just breaking it down to like the caveman fragment, like not nice, very big,
stone cold loser.
He's a stone cold loser.
I mean, that's where you get the 80s wrestler thing.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a little bit of 80s wrestler to it too.
Yeah, WWE. Now you do something. A little birdie told me you do something. Well, where someone could give you a famous TV show, and you could talk about it as Trump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
Well, since they don't think this is not pre-planned, you guys yell out any kind of famous TV show?
Okay, there's 200.
What did you hear?
I can't.
The A-Team.
The A-Team? The Wonder Years?
Anything you've heard of.
You know what? With Winnie Cooper, she was very beautiful. But I don't think that Mr. Savage, Mr. Savage just needed to wait his turn. I think that he needed to wait his turn with Winnie because Winnie wasn't ready for what they were doing with Wendy. And Joe Cocker is such an awful person when you meet him. With Joe Cocker, that is someone who needs a little bit more help from his friends. I think he probably had to. You know what? They said that he got high with the help of his friends. I said, what kind of friends are that if they're helping you with drugs and they're helping you, and you look at China, you look at what they're doing with Russia, what they're doing with, honestly, what they're doing in Austin, Texas is absolutely awful. I think it's such a terrible thing with the segways and the river and the bats. You know, those bats shit everywhere. Those bats are shitting on all of it. And I said, I was looking around, they showed me the bridge, and I said, we got to do something about this bat problem. Got to to do something about the bats because, and you know what they call it? Guano. Did you ever hear that? They call it guano. Have you ever heard that? I said, what the hell is guano? And they said, it's what they call the poop, and they poop straight down the front of their breast. You know, they poop, and you see the poop on the, like, what does it go in their mouths? So we've been talking to Dracula, we're talking to Frankenstein. We're going to do something about the bats because the bats, frankly, should be sleeping horizontally. And this whole thing that Joe Biden and Kamala, they want the bats to be hanging upside down. They want you to be eating bats every night.
There needs to be a brazen claim about what something the Democrats aren't doing, but there's like a I mean, come on.
Well, that was all from the Wonder Years?
Yeah.
They were always talking about China on the Wonder Years, I remember.
Yeah.
You know, it was Savage. Savage was very involved with everything that was going on with China, in terms of
China
wall and with regard to microchips and supply chain. I mean, it's really awful with Steve Jobs and all of it. I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible.
It's like you don't really need like jokes. It's just the rhythm and the references are so funny.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know about you. I just listen to this for hours. I mean, I just love.
That's how
the flow of it.
That's how he led us for 4 years. Is because it is fun to hear him talk.
It's fun to hear it, whether you like him or not like him, whatever your politics are.
You're right.
You will probably be hypnotized by the weird rhythmic way that he speaks. I mean, it works. It does work.
Like how he'll just repeat, "You're gonna be winning like you wouldn't believe."
It's going to be so good.
Like you just believe it because he said it 20 times in a row.
Within 1 minute.
Within 1 minute,
It's going to be so. You're not going to. It's so good. It's going to be incredible. Frankly, it's going to be very, very good.
So I understand why my grandpa, who was like hardcore conservative, who would never have voted for a Trump in his life. But the minute that Trump was on TV 24/7, if you just hear, I'm going to be amazing at this over and over and over again. And the people that hated him gave him the most airtime. They're like, can you believe that he's saying this? I'm like,
they call it the Trump bump on CNN. They got a billion net per year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just fun to hear him talk, and it's mesmerizing, and it works.
It's
just
good
works.
that he has energy, and then you go from that, and then Biden doesn't seem to have a ton of energy. So it's not.
Yeah.
You're more like concerned for Biden that he's okay. Like, I hope someone's near him in case he tips. So it went from Trump, this guy,
right,
and then it's just the exact opposite. So it's just not as fun for comedians to. There's not as much there, I don't think.
It's a very quiet kind of.
Yeah, he's quiet, and Biden, threading the needle with Biden is tricky. For one thing, there's just like an exhaustion in the audience, like not even just on SNL, but like when I go out and do stand-up. If I'm doing stand-up in Nashville or a blue state or wherever it is, a red state, a blue state, doesn't matter. Like people are kind of like tired of talking about who the president is all the time, and it's like, with Joe, we just know that he's going to be over there and he's going to be doing his thing. And it's like their audiences it feels like they don't want you to go in on Biden. Like I always feel like, oh, am I doing him too old? Am I playing up the stutter? Because like if I do the stutter a lot, like I get people who are like, you shouldn't make fun of people's stutter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, have you heard how I make fun of Donald Trump?
Right.
Because
it should be fair
I'm pretty
game.
mean to Donald Trump. Like,
if Biden was a hardcore Republican, what would SNL do to him?
I don't know.
but it's a sensitive one. This one, we never had
Alec was clearly hates Trump, so it comes through as a mean impression. I think at least your Trump is just a funny, goofy one, like it used to be on SNL, like with Dana, with Bush, and Biden, I guess. It's a little softer on him, but maybe because he seems more ginger or something. I don't know.
It's weird. It's like with Trump, it's like his body is like melting. He's like afraid of stairs. He doesn't want to walk uphill. There's like all these things where he's very like a Jacques Tati, like silent film kind of French comedy character.
Yeah.
But his brain is super sharp, and he's just ready to scream about, like Sarah McLachlan. Like he's ready to scream about a celebrity.
Anything.
Yeah. It's oxygen to him.
That is
Joe, and it seems like Joe is not ready to talk. He wants to be silent. And his body, like when you see Joe Biden, he's like always wanting to like jog around and hop on things.
I know, I was doing it. He's got tight hip flexors.
So he's... So you have the guy whose like body is there, but like
I know.
you know, like the speech isn't rapid like Trump. He's not like a powerful like bam 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 speaker, and then he does spark up. Like you'll see when Biden like sparks up. Like when he on the campaign trail, there would every once in a while there'd be a time like right in the middle of a speech where he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna be working hard. Start better jobs for everybody. Jobs so we can get the kids working again. That'd be great. Because the kids can't buy cigarettes. The kids buy cigarettes. Kids used to be able to buy cigarettes and they could do it. They could do it whenever they wanted. It was good. Kids could do it whenever they wanted, and the kids love to smoke cigarettes." And then he'd like coast back down again. And was like, that's what we're working on. Right? It's not about yesterday. I don't want to be president yesterday. I don't care about him.
Come on, let's get real.
It's not about yesterday. Yesterday you said you'll call Sears. I'll call today. You'll call now.
Yeah.
I'll call now.
My father lost his job. No joke. I'm not kidding around here. Yeah.
You know, my mom used to have a saying.
That's my favorite Joe Biden thing.
Yeah.
My mom used to have a saying.
Yeah.
And then you just fill it in with whatever thing you need to say in that.
My mom used to have a saying.
Yeah.
She said, "We need more auto plants in Michigan."
You know, or whatever thing he needs to say
Very
at that moment.
old-fashioned.
It's like, I don't think your mom used to say that at the breakfast table.
cargo ships. She said that a lot before.
And he makes a list. That's one of his hooks.
Yeah,
Number one, what the guy said. Number 2, you know the drill. Come on, folks. Let's get real. I'm talking loud now.
Yeah.
Watch me talk loud. I know how to talk loud.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like he's kind of spitting into the wind, wanting that energy, the Corvette 50s guy come out, you know? And he's pretty loud.
He sees that prompter and he kicks into a full sentence. He's like celebrating.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I got the whole thing. He looks around, waiting for an applause break. They're like, keep going.
Come on. I'm on a roll. It's on the band that said Pirates of the Caribbean.
It is Jimmy Stewart. It is Jimmy
yeah.
Stewart. It's Jimmy Stewart, and I try to mix in a little Owen Wilson into it.
Oh, wow.
You know,
There's like,
sort of, yeah.
You know how Owen Wilson always has that moment in the buddy comedy where he has to psych up the other guy? Like, come on, man, I trusted you. You're the best skater here.
So it is Biden.
I see you skating, and I think, wow, I want to do that.
So that's like, I bring an Owen Wilson into my body.
It's fun to have dinner with Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
He's got a great voice. But yeah, it's a bit of that. But on SNL, it's a kind of a tough little sort of, it's tough
more
to delicate.
It's tough to thread that needle just because, you know, if you do go too savage on him, you run into a thing of like, don't kick grandpa.
That's
kind
too
of thing.
far. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and Trump is just not seen as grandpa. He doesn't get the societal.
No, look at the strength of his voice
benefit.
when you do it. It's like really loud.
I know.
You know,
he still thinks it's 1987. He still thinks he's like partying with like at Epstein's house. You know.
Yeah.
Look at all this beautiful tan. Like he still thinks.
I know he was not. I don't think he was happy with Alec Baldwin's impression. Have you heard anything? Any feedback?
You know, they took him off Twitter. I wonder if he still had Twitter, what he would be saying about the SNL.
Other than you're horrible at it.
Yeah. Oh, he's terrible at it.
Terrible.
I do miss him on Twitter. I think it's good to like hear what people have to say in general. That's like my opinion on all that is like.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, hear both
Let him
sides.
talk.
Let him talk because
like Bernie
he's probably,
Sanders said. What are you afraid of, Woods?
I mean, yeah, let him talk because if you don't like him, he's gonna say something that you can latch onto for the next couple years. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it is, but I also get why they kicked him off because it's like, dude, shut up. Like I get both sides of it of just being done with it of like I can't hear him talk every day for 10 more hours. Like, and so now I do that to people. Now I am the person who makes them listen
You are
to
Trump right now publicly.
I think so.
You've become Trump.
It's weird. Like you'll see the YouTube comments after a cold open, and people are like, why are they still doing Trump stuff? He's irrelevant. And I'm like, I don't know. He's kind of the most consequential figure in American politics still. Like, very important cultural figure.
Well, he's going to run in 2024.
He's the leader of the Republican Party. He's an important person to hear from. Like, it's not irrelevant.
Where does his energy come from? He's 300 pounds. It's Kentucky Fried Chicken, hot dogs and hamburgers.
Filet-O-fishes.
He's almost 80. What the hell?
Does he
How?
drink Tab? I drink 300 Tabs a day.
300, a lot of tabs, I can tell you that.
Well, we're doing wonderful work with RC Cola and with
And the RC Cola.
I like wonderful work.
Because that's so 80s or 70s.
And I love to personify something that is not a real person and brag that I have a relationship with them. Like,
RC and I, by the way, Mr. Pepsi and I are very good friends. Pepsi, you know, Richard Pepsi is a very important person to me, and our wives are friends. We play golf sometimes. And I'm very good friends with Dr. Pepper.
He's been to Mar-a-Lago.
Dr. Pepper was at Mar-a-Lago last week. His daughter had the most beautiful wedding dress you've ever seen. And I said, Pepper, you've got to, 23 flavors. We could be doing 24, 25.
So that was like...
It's just everything you say as Trump is funny. I've officially believed that.
Yeah, it just sounds...
I worry that I'm painting myself into a corner. Like, am I going to have another character that's this fun to do?
Will any of us? Will any of us ever see another personality like Trump on the political stage? It's hard to fathom.
You never will.
You know. Yeah,
too
you can
funny.
be a supporter of Trump. We're fine with that. So
I don't care. All right, anything else?
I've got a lot of people there. I just love that thing too that you do, that guttural.
Oh yeah, the chisel on like some dead paint on a windowsill.
Yeah, because everybody did the soft, sensitive one, but then you went like this.
Yes,
She's got great legs. She's a beautiful person.
that's 80s, 90s Donald Trump, and then I guess screaming at assistants on the set of The Apprentice is what gave him that Tom Waits bed of ambience. You know, Hillary. You know, where did that come from?
I have one little rhythm that I don't know if I've only heard it once, and you can use it if you want to. Sure. It's very subtle. He's doing a list, and then he fades away. This is when he's at a rally.
Yeah.
And he does this slow fade on the last line. I'll just I'll do my
Go for it.
mediocre Trump at this point. Inflation's going very high. It's going 6, 7, 8, $10 a gallon. How high can you go?
Yeah.
I don't know where that one is. You put that in there.
Yeah, the rally.
How high can you go?
How high can you go?
Yeah, he drifts off.
But he goes, go. It's another tone.
That's like the stand-up showman part of it, right? Like where he's doing, that's like mic work.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm looking at the windmills that we've got, and I'm looking at what they're doing with Volkswagens, and we're not going to be doing that too much of it.
Yeah.
not going to be doing that.
It's like, it's so obvious. How high can you go?
Because people are like screaming and clapping.
He's
so
like looking at the side stands over here, and he's doing that, and then he loses the mic for a second.
Yeah, it's like it's so obvious.
Joe Biden doesn't even know where he is.
That's like, I think who have I seen do that? Like Bill Engvall or somebody? That's like that is like a stand-up.
It's a stand-up.
That's a stand-up-y thing.
Yeah.
It's like a Def Jam thing or something. It's like
Def Jam.
a Bernie Mac thing or something.
All right, what else you got for him before we got to do a Q&A?
I don't know. I think we should do the Q&A. I've just enjoyed James Austin Johnson.
Yeah,
I've
he's
enjoyed so much.
Thanks for having me, guys. This is fun.
James, thank you very much.
We wish you all the best. If this is before we're going to do the Q&A.
Should I clear out?
Yeah, you clear up. Does he stay or is he must?
No, whatever you want to do. You got to.
No, why does he stay? And then they can ask him about SNL or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, you guys, we'll do a little Q&A. Oh, I guess we can sit down for this. Okay.
Or we could stand up if we have to do something.
We're going to have a microphone, and then we'll have people walk. This is going to be a shit show. Okay, you've got a microphone. Go to him, and we'll answer a few. If anyone has any, if they don't, they don't. It's okay.
It's okay. It's no problem.
Anything about, really whatever. Oh, well, make a line. If there's anybody that wants to, come down here, and then you can ask, and it'll be official.
Oh, there's the mic.
That way it'll get picked up on
and then
the
we can hear it.
Don't be shy.
I like the people in the way balcony up there.
People see you guys.
Look at that. Jeez Louise. They're like, these tickets were a nickel. We couldn't pass it up.
They were looking at the top of our head for the last
I know. They're like, Spade, take off the hat.
How high can you go?
All right. Here's a man that's brave.
This guy's
That's a
coming
brave
right
soul.
down. Oh, this guy jumped the line. He's right in the front. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Okay,
What do you
they're
got,
both
boss?
husky.
So obviously you guys are hilarious, right? But
Thank you.
I'd like to know who else on the cast did you really find funny? Like just really cracked
yeah.
you up when you guys were preparing?
Maybe we'll go down the line. In my years, I lucked out into a chunk where I had Dana, I had Mike Myers, I had Kevin Nealon, Dennis Miller, Farley, Sandler, Chris Rock. I mean, we really got Schneider, Tim Meadows. I really hit a pocket there that they said was bad at the time, and 5 years later, they said it was funny. And Dana, what about you?
I got to partner up with 3 different comedians. Like Kevin Nealon and I did Hans and Franz, the Arnold. And that was still maybe my favorite thing to do. But right before Kevin would be Kevin, and then right before they'd go 5 seconds, his eyes would just change and his IQ would go down like 50 points. And then, with Phil Hartman doing...
Of course.
Johnny Carson with Phil, God rest his soul, very good friend, and one of the all-time greats. He would do Ed McMahon, and just every time yes, you are correct, sir. You are. And then, of course, my brother from another mother, Mike Myers, and us doing Wayne's World. So, really, everyone who does this show and survives it and on any level has my respect. It's a really hard show to do and to get, and it's so fun to see James thriving there.
James, what about you? You working with some good people right now?
You know, when I think of like things that happen at Table Read that were just like so funny and like the hardest I've ever laughed, like when Chris Redd introduced his Mayor Eric Adams thing.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
City,
yeah,
that was the feeling in the room was just insane. With the bitch, I'm from New York. Like the way he does that was just incredible. And
hysterical.
Andrew Dismukes, I write with a lot, and I think he's really, really funny.
He is.
Yeah, there's a lot of great writers there too.
Yeah, there's 55 people on the cast this year, and it's a lot to choose from. It's a big cast.
It's hard.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll keep our answers to 12 minutes. Go ahead. Next one.
The late show
Other side. I'm sorry, this young man.
Can you do another Trump as the apprentice, but you're firing David because he didn't sell Solinsky brake pads?
Oh, okay.
It's pretty sophisticated.
Richard. Okay.
All right, here we go.
You know, the whole thing with Tommy Boy was, they did Black Sheep too, and I thought with Tommy Boy, where was Aykroyd with Black Sheep? I think it was awful that they didn't have with Dan Aykroyd. Maybe he did that picture, I don't know, but that guy with aliens and all of it, it's so awful what he's doing with vodka and with House of Blues.
That's the best I can.
That's it, yeah.
All right.
And you're fired.
Thank you.
That's great.
Hi, I just had a question for, I think you guys are all great. David, do you have any other plans for any more books?
Any more books?
Oh. He's an author.
Well, no, I did that one poll right in the Snapchat world, and then, it turned into an audio book, and that did well, so that sort of got me thinking about podcasting, because it's audio and it's voice, and then it turned into Dana and I, our old buddies, and we want to do this. This isn't really answering your question, but that.
Any more books?
And no, I don't think any more books because they're too hard. But thank you, and thank you for asking. Boss over here with your drink.
I've never done this before. So, gentlemen, it's sort of my birthday from Chicago. Just flew back from Vegas 4 hours ago to see y'all.
That's
from
nice.
Austin, Texas. Lived here 14 years. I would love your favorite Chris Farley and Norm Macdonald story
Oh, okay.
on Saturday Night Live. And you are the smartest, funniest comedians of all time. That's why we're all here. So thank you so
That's
much.
nice. Thank you.
It's true.
Thank you very much.
Very sweet.
Dana, you probably have one. I have a quick Chris one where we would share an office, and he was sitting behind me. We had like a 10 by 10 office. I don't know if you know where it is. It's it's on 17, but it connects to the other one. So Chris and I had this one, and then you walk through us to get to I guess it was Sandler and Rock. So Chris would sit behind me, but he didn't write, or read much. And so I would be writing on a legal pad. We didn't have computers, so I'd write my sketches, but it was so hard. And he'd sit behind me bored because everyone would write 300 sketches for him. So he goes, David, what are you doing? And I go, Chris, get out of here. I got to write some shit. And he goes, David, turn around. I go, if this is Fat Guy in a Little Coat again, it's not funny anymore. And he goes, no, it's not. It's a new thing. And then I turn around. He's got my Levi jacket on going, Fat Guy, Little Coat, don't you quit on it. And then we put it in the movie because it sounded funny. Dana?
He always called me the lady because of the church lady. Chris Rock also, even today, will say lady. And Chris Farley, they called me lady. Norm Macdonald was, I don't know, supernaturally funny. You know, he was he saw my stand-up once and he picked out the worst bit that I did. It was very Norm, and I loved him, but he backstage going, yeah, you should do, that's really good doing that. You should do a lot more of that one. That's really, that's really funny, right? Yeah. And then I would do him back to him, and he would laugh. I'd love both of them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did was Nurse Teresa there?
Yeah.
She's still there, and she told me that my dressing room is Chris Farley's old dressing room.
Oh wow, shit.
So that's like a weird, cool connection that I have to
that's it.
that
Nurse
era.
Teresa, yeah,
she was very sweet.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, which side? That side.
So I have a shout out and a question. My shout out is to Dana Carvey. The Dana Carvey show was just like this little bit of genius.
Yeah.
He did the best week.
The documentary about it was great, and man, a reunion would be amazing. Yeah. But my question for James is the Trump skits are they feel like stream of consciousness, but obviously they're written. Like, how do you write those bits?
Could have just recorded tonight.
Yeah, do you write them alone at SNL, or is there people that are set to write Trump stuff?
No, it's very collaborative. I mean, they write the cold opens like Saturday morning. So like a lot of times I'm busy with blocking or a pre-tape or something. And so, but what we usually do is now the writers have a pretty good handle on like the notes I like to hit and the things I like to do. Like last week, with Easter, we did the first script at run through, and then we have a dress rehearsal after that, and then the big show. So I'm getting put into my giant prosthetic piece at 7 p.m. for the 8 p.m. dress rehearsal, and I can't see anything because they're putting the big eye bags on me and the giant jowls and. So the writer, Mike DiCenzo, sort of came up to me with the script, and this is usually how we end up working it out, where he's like, hey, do you like all the stuff about Reese's and things like that? And I'm just like, yeah, read it aloud to me, and I'll just like throw out little lines. And so he was like reading it line by line, and I'd be like, oh, a Reese's egg, he should talk about how he's good friends with Reese, and... it'll be that kind of thing.
They have the hooks down.
So they have like the subject matter, and then sort of... I'll throw out I talked to you like my second week at the show.
We did talk.
I asked
on the phone.
On the phone.
Yeah.
I asked for your phone number, and I was like, how do you do this cold open and the president thing and injecting yourself into it, and you're new there, and I just didn't know, and you were like, you can throw out little lines when you're rehearsing and stuff like that. And so now I've gotten comfortable with when a writer comes up to me, being brave with like a joke I think would belong in or something like that. And it's very collaborative, but I don't write those all by myself. I just throw out little jokes here and there.
But you broke the code and you have the language and they hear it and then that's incorporated and that's
and they'll do that with my Biden too. My buddy Mike DiCenzo, he does my Biden around the office a lot. He like
a good trick is to at rehearsal is to just throw out shit, even in blocking, and whoever's watching it in the booth can write down stuff, because when you're blocking, you got the stuff right there. Sometimes things just come to you that fit in, and then you can pepper them in, layer them in during the week.
Man, It's the weirdest job
I
in
get
the
nervous
world.
thinking about it. Yeah, it's like it's an intense
Weirdest job in the world.
Hey guys, hi Dana, David, and James. It's a huge honor to just even talk to you guys. Big fan. I remember growing up in Mexico, watching your movies with subtitles, didn't even understand, but it was still freaking hilarious. Master of the Disguise, Tommy Boy, come on.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, my question is, do you guys have any stories from being down in like Mexico or South America? And even if there's an impression in there, it'd be even better.
We better steer clear of that, but Dana, do you have? I don't have any Mexico stories. Do you?
What?
Mexico?
Oh yeah, I played a corporate date for Terminex.
I did too.
And it was all day, so it starts at 7 a.m. They put a giant tent on this lawn at this 5-star hotel, and it was huge. And then I do a little bit of shtick. I'd go back to my room. It's like 500 people. I'd come back, and then it started losing air. The tent started deflating.
Yeah.
By the time I went back, almost everyone was gone. It was halfway down, and they paid me a ton of money, I can tell you that. And I just bombed terribly, but there was no chance. So that was my Mexico Terminex corporate date.
Dude, I did the same gig, and I was there.
You did
and I did covering for Martin Short. He goes, "Can you do this for me?" I go, "Yeah." I went all the way there. It was in Dominican Republic or something. And then I get there, and there's so many mosquitoes. The first night, I got in at like 2 a.m. So you know what I did? I took the Raid, and I just sprayed my whole body with Raid. Sprayed my whole body with Raid, and then I just laid there like a trap. And they'd come, and they go, and then they go, "Oh," they look at me, and I go, "Fuck you," and they go, "Oh." And then I went to the hospital also, but I feel like it was worth it. Dana, let's thank everyone for coming down.
Thank you for coming out, Austin.
Thank you for taking your time, and we'll see you next time. Good night. Come on, James, this way. Thank you.
Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13.
Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes.
Executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment. Production and engineering led by Greg Holtzman, Richard Cook, Sabrina Regan, and Chris Basil of Cadence 13.